Yo, yo, what's going on? Good morning, afternoon, and or evening, depending on time zone. Twitch, how you feeling? Welcome to Neon Lights Roleplay, back here with In His Divine Name, the OnlyWar actual play campaign live show. There are too many acronyms for this. I gotta figure this out. I'm your host for the morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on time zone. Young Foxxii, aka Big Foxxii, aka Baron Von Foxxii. Nicknames swap out pretty often. Gotta keep track of them. I got my lovely players here with a new addition, happy to join the campaign, who will introduce themselves shortly. I'll let them go by one at a time in overlay order to say who they are, who they're playing, how they're feeling today, because that's super important to me, and other places they can find them, I guess. And we'll do other all the fun plugs at the end, and then I'll introduce myself. We'll get back into the campaign, and we'll kick it all off. Purple, you are first.
All right, I'll go. I am Purple Phil. I am playing Sergeant Marius Ferracholi, and I'm feeling really good today.
I'm glad.
Very good week.
I'm glad to hear that. Friend.
We love to see it.
Yeah, I'll hand it off to Sir Heck.
Hey guys, it's me, Sir Heckolite. I'll be playing Taman Feldust, the medic, along with her aide or technician, Benin.
Hello, everyone. I am Turk or Turk Accented, whichever you prefer. I will be playing Kieran Lopata with his silent but deadly friend, Flint Jerkin. And fear is not my vocabulary. Nor is peace.
That feels like some basic vocabulary words you should have, though. You should question your education level if you.
Yeah, I mean, they taught me how to blow things up.
Hey, specialized education for specialized purposes. That's we're all about that here.
if just enough to say I have no fear. That being said, hi everybody. I will be playing Lenora Valseer, and her carer is the word I'm going to use for Phaedra, our resident psycher of the group and very much agoraphobic, antisocial being.
Okay, well, I guess it's up to me. Well, I am Shock Point Failure. Hi, hey, I'm playing the newcomer, one tech priest by the name of Ziggurat86, or you could refer to me just as Ziggy for quick reference. Unless, the other Ziggurats are around, then you might want to refer to me by number.
We are very, very pleased to welcome Shock Point Failure to the Neon Lights channel. This was an immediate decision. He was in chat for first OnlyWar session. I'd already seen streams of you before, hanging out with Meg before, and you were in chat for our first OnlyWar session. And I told you as soon as we got off stream, everyone was like, "Hey, so Shock Point, the new character," and I was just like, "Okay, sure, fine, I can do that. I'm here to give to my players. It's my goal." But no, we're super happy to have you. Honestly, man, this is a great campaign. I'm glad to have us all going. So. Last session, our squad made planetfall on Aastia Prime, fought a tense landing engagement to disable some orbital air defenses, which they did with cunning, precision, and minimal casualties, surprisingly or not. They rescued some other guardsmen, gave some other ones over to the Emperor for the sake of peace, and then were brought back over towards their new sort of forward operating base, where I described for them, and I'll actually go ahead and bring us over to that now, by the way, since I went and made a map for that. So yeah, they're kind of just here at their forward operating base. This is the 3rd Company barracks for the Manchun 115th drop rifles. So this is typically where you guys will hang out and spend a lot of your time off of missions, just kind of spending downtime. There's 3 separate barracks quarters. For each of the different sort of each sort of barracks quarters is shared between 2 squadrons. So you guys who are second squad, I believe I said, you will be sharing your barracks with first squad, who you guys don't really interact too much, but every now and then it's like a, "Hey, how you doing? Glad you guys haven't died yet," kind of simple thing in the hallway every now and then. And it's been about a week or 2 since your last mission. Maris, your comrade Remus took a pretty bad shotgun round to the chest last mission and had to spend a few days in the med bay getting some sin skin patches on and just some simple stuff, and a few days afterwards just recovering, but is effectively combat ready. And if you'd like, I just want to know if there's anything anyone would like to spend that week off doing in particular. You can spend it doing whatever you want. You can go look around and requisition more gear if there's certain gear you need, talk to some other soldiers, spend some time on your own, just studying and researching or whatever, just meditating, if anyone wants just like general ideas of what you're doing, and then after that, we will have our introduction done to our new friend pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, Taman took the last advancement in intelligence, so she's hitting the books during a lot of this, probably.
Also,
Lab and library, most likely.
love that. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I think Marius is probably kind of, again, just as the sergeant, running drills on everyone every day for what's necessary, just kind of nothing like excessive, but like whatever the regular regiment of getting people in order, following these steps, making sure everyone's hitting the mess hall at the right hours, doing their duties around the place. And then he spends a lot of time, other than that, like, again, cleaning his gear. He's very like obsessive about making sure all of his stuff is in perfect order and his uniform is intact and clean, and getting all that blood out of the chainsword after.
Got to get all that gunk out of it. There was a lot of chainsword gunk. You got to clean that chainsword regularly. Those teeth, they're sharp and they're micro edged, but they can still get messy. Those gears, you don't clog those things up. You could definitely not you don't want to jam in the middle of combat. You ever heard a chainsword jam? It's not a fun sound. It's not an enjoyable sound. You don't, especially when it's from like meat. Like, it's one thing if like it doesn't work, but if it's like meat in the gears, it's not not an enjoyable sound. It's like it's like a tire squelch, but worse. It's not fun. You wouldn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
Anybody else doing anything notable?
Kieran's got requisitions, some new explosives, get them tinkered just right. Some more crack grenades. Seeing as we kind of had to use the last of his and makeshift debt charge. So he's been doing that, but he's also been kind of just walking around, being a general positive force. He's taken 2 levels in charm.
All right, and we'll handle Kieran's requisition right now, actually, since it's a relevant thing. As you guys can see over here, back on your squad sheet, you have a logistics rating of 10. That's basically the sort of stat you use to make a check when trying to requisition new gear, modified by certain conditions based on how easy or hard the gear is to get in certain things. This is where I'm going to pull up the cool table and stuff, because that's a thing that exists. Kieran, you're looking for some crack grenades, correct?
Indeed.
I am pretty sure they are... should be either abundant or plentiful or even ubiquitous. I should know that, but I don't know that but I can find that out for you if you give me just a moment. Explosives.
I'd be willing to do that for you.
Crack grenade. They are actually rare by the rule book, believe it or not, which is surprising, but that's okay. So, as it is a rare, let's see, difficulty by number of troops, single regiment, multiple regiment. Yep. So. And you have been on the front for less than 3 months. That's a -10. So yeah, getting some new crack grenades right now might be a little bit difficult, possibly. But I am willing to, on the virtue of just you being you and you being the person that you are, willing to say you have 2 just kind of tucked away from a previous deployment. You kind of just like when you were gathering up your, when you're moving over, maybe one day while you were in transit, the commander said, "Hey, move that box of grenades over to the cargo room," and you were just like.
Mm-hmm.
But those are his reserves. He doesn't want to slip into those yet.
Yeah, just hanging in the back. If you want to pull those 2 up, you definitely have 2 crack grenades just sitting around in your room. You haven't told anybody about. Maybe Flint, but he just kind of went, and just didn't say anything about it.
That's why we became friends.
He's just like
Flint don't.
He just went. Like
Flint offered a very compelling moral argument. Flint offered a very compelling moral argument as to. Why you should always, why you should only use those in most dire circumstances if you're going to take them now. And I said, well, you know what, buddy? I'd use them if you were in trouble. And then we became best friends.
Aww.
Except he didn't say any of that in real life. He just kind of, and then Kieran understood. All right, I'll just not them.
Cool, not a problem. Anybody else doing anything? Did we? I guess we only missed Lenora and Ziggy. Don't worry, I'll get to you in just a moment.
Mm-hmm. Lenora is probably mostly just meditating or training, doing what she can get away with practice, of course, supervised. But other than that, that's what she's doing. So
Fair enough. Always time to try to attune your connection to the warp better. Best to be safe with those kind of things.
of course.
You of anyone would know what happens if warp power goes wrong. And for those who aren't aware, it's messy.
Yeah.
To put it lightly. So those things sort of go about for a while, nothing really too major or serious happening. The only thing that sort of does occur again is Remus spent some time just kind of healing up. But there was a bit of a lore reveal, and I was gonna have the players text RP this, but unfortunately I got too busy this week and didn't get to follow up on this, so we'll just handle this right now, actually. So there's a bit of time where there was a bit of a reveal that happened in the process of after their first mission. As they were on sort of the flight back towards the base, there was a bit of a brief conversation with their pilot, with Saul Miraz, the pilot of Deliverance 3, their craft, who basically informed them that the battle was not so easily won for all the other squads. Plenty of people lost, lots of good soldiers. In fact, a good friend of his over in First Squad, Tiva, died. The Valkyrie got shot down. They managed to get out of to get some assistance and get out, but they're unfortunately were not in time to rescue her. She was from this system, actually, which kind of prompted him to trail off for a bit. And then there was sort of a following up as Remus, kind of meekly clutching at the shotgun wound in his chest, let you all know that he is in fact from this planet. He's from Eastia Primus. And so there was a sort of brief moment where sort of, again, after that, there wasn't really time to talk about it because you got all shoveled them off to the medical bay because to get them all patched up. But, at some point a servitor came by and just let you know, Sergeant Farrakoli, that Lieutenant Remus is probably, at least functional for combat now. If anyone wants to go by the med bay and check on him, make sure he's,
I think,
or whatever, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, Remus would definitely probably head and maybe even message Taman probably.
Yeah, probably see him as just like, hey Doc, I'm feeling all right. I'll probably be out of this in about a day or so. It's just if anyone wants to come by and bring me some food or something, the pace they feed me is shit here, and I really hate it. Yeah, you don't want to ask what's in the food. So you spend some time doing that, and there's just kind of just some chill back and forth conversation, just some minor things. If anybody wants to talk to Remus specifically about anything, you are more than welcome to take the time to do that now. Please interrupt.
Yeah, I think Remus is going to specifically talk to him and kind of almost scold him. He's going to kind of just go, "You doing all right then, Remus? Healthy?"
A little buckshot in the stomach ain't too bad, boss. I'll be up before I know it.
Good to hear. Don't get me down next time. Don't try and save me. We follow orders here. You take mine. You don't need to save me like that. I can take my hits.
I agree. We take orders around here. And in fact, everyone around here takes orders from you. Meaning if something happens to you, what the hell do we do? Way I see it, I did my job.
Maybe you did, but I can take my hits next time. Just the Emperor's faith will be my shield if it needs to be.
Yes, sir, he says, kind of like a very sort of weak salute, and then he throws off. Was there anything you needed? Or?
No, that's all. Get healthy, get in good shape. I think we'll have a mission here coming up soon. I'll
be on the front
ready. Good to hear. Thank you.
And it's only about a day or so after that, as you're all, going about your various studies or, in experiments or meditating or tuning grenades or explosives, where Marius, you're pinged to kind of meet over at, and then we're gonna swing it back over to the other map and go here. You're kind of pinged back over to here, which is sort of like the comm station / like central command, where like the regimental command meets up. You walk into a room. It's sort of like a very large sort of the whole bunker is very just simple gray rockcrete mostly. It's pretty bland, minus like the typical skulls and flourishes of imperial decor all over the place. This room is just kind of like a bunker bastion full of very high data stacks and large screens. There are servitors and some normal humans going about, plinking about on data pads or entering information. Some appear to be heading over to this desk here to offer information to the commander personally. But most importantly, around you are the other squad sergeants and commanders of the other the squads in the company. And as you all kind of file in, you were pretty on time. You're typically a timely dude, but there's a few who file in a few seconds late for either being farther away or being busy with things. And they all kind of come in and you gather around. There's three of you together. There's three together. You notice that there are 6 total squads in in third company, but only 3 of you are here. Using the other 3 are either deployed elsewhere or maybe not being brought up for this. But eventually, the large hollow table in the middle changes over from like the just like overall planet arcing view to a much more detailed regional view of like a certain area with some markings on it. And Commander
like 3D terrain and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Topographical map, all the good, terrain elevation markers, different things. And Commander Seston just kind of begins a briefing. Just, I'm glad you're all here. We'll not waste too much more time. And it just switches over to a display sort of like this. Now I'll zoom out a little bit. Hopefully, Stream's getting a good view of that. Well, hopefully, Spree gets back soon and takes control of that. So,
You can see us.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Not a problem. So, in front of you, you see this sort of regional marker of this kind of valley-like area, and it says, as we understand it, the enemy's hold on the Munitorum ward is slipping. We have squads pushing out from different companies, making progress in pushing out, securing facilities and supply lines, activating landing zones for other parts of the thing. We have mass conveyors dropping down our larger cargo. We'll have heavy armor on the ground within the next month or so. However, we have to rout them out here. These are guerrilla fighters, not an organized army. And they will keep clicking at us from everywhere they can unless we root them out of this place. That's where you all come in. You 3 squads, along with some support forces, will be clearing out different specialized zones. In particular, you 3 will be hitting a comm station and a Munitorum depot deep off in the valley off to the northeast. As a symbol it picks up on the planet, zooms in on this area. It says, your targets are very simple. There are 4 listening posts defending a comm station central deep in the valley. They do not all have to be brought down, but any of them can send reinforcements to the comm station if that is done. You all, as drop regiments, won't be dealing with the main push on the comm station. Instead, we have support forces from the 12th Infantry Company will be pushing on that. 2 full infantry detachments will be pushing on the comm station, so we'll have plenty of force going in there. They'll be supported by artillery from our regiments. We have no heavy armor to give them yet, but we can give them artillery cover and relative air cover once we get you guys deployed. You, however, will be deployed to hit hit listening posts. Take them down as swiftly as possible, provide support for the competition, and once that's on lockdown, push forward and secure the depot. There's an anomaly out here in the eastern field. The COG boys have recently gotten in touch with us, and they've flagged it as important, but they've determined that we shouldn't interfere with it unless we come into contact directly. Which leads me to a slight bit of a caveat. For those who aren't aware, the High Lords of Terra have been adamant about sending the push to this planet for almost 3 years now. However, they've received pushback from certain organizations allied with the Imperium. However, in order for cooperation to flow smoothly, the Mechanicus has attached a small detachment of tech priests, engine seers, and Qatari to oversee our operation. More specifically, a detachment will be put into our company. One of them will be going with your squad to be deployed to keep track of any small anomalies or minor changes in the fluctuation. We were told not to ask for their mission or for details, so don't do anything. The cockheads can be finicky if you push into their business. The more important business is there are 3 of your squads going. There are 3 of your squads being deployed. The 3-1 Bravehearts, 3-2 Sword of Damocles, and 3-3 Eagle Wing will all be following on this operation. You can hit the landing posts together as one push, or deploy them separately. He pauses for a minute, kind of takes a second to kind of scratch at a scarred chin for a bit. Farrakoli, you haven't had too much practice with larger operations yet, have you?
No, sir.
This will be good practice for you. I'm giving you field command.
Yes, sir.
How you handle the operation and who you deploy where is up to you entirely. Gather your squads, send them off as you need to. You have 20 hours to deployment.
Sounds good.
May the Emperor's light guide you. Dismissed. And with that, just the other 2 sergeants. There are 2 other sergeants in front of you. There's the sergeant of Squad 3-1, the Bravehearts. He's a bit of a veteran, been deployed for a little bit longer than you, but he kind of looks over you with a very, very knowing smile and just says, you keep us alive out there, all right?
I'll try. Keep yourselves alive.
Over to the side, there is also the leader of Squad 3-3, Eagle Wing. He's kind of busy with a data pad aspects right now, tapping it, and says, we have 6 full squads and chimeras with heavy support being offered in. That's decent cover to push on a comm station, but we don't know what they're bringing against us. I recommend that if we're going to take these LPs down, we do them separately for speed. I'm not here to command for you, just offering my advice.
I agree. I think we should probably split up. Let's put Bravehearts at LPA. The Eagle Wings can take LPB, and Sword of Damocles, my group, will take LPC. We can initiate landing there, secure our listening posts, and then regroup at LPD together, and then push the depot.
He makes a kind of just again does a bit of some talking, some tapping, and some things, some thinking, and just says, "That sounds sound. I would probably come up with the same plan myself, with one minor alteration, if you're willing to hear it out.
Yes, of course.
Depending on how the operation goes, if we're able to hit all three LPs at the same time, A, B, and C, and then push on and then the competition push also goes decently well, it's very likely that they get station pushed before they can even get reinforcements from LPD, and thus have no need to even worry about us securing that. We can just move from there right to the depot."
Fair. My assumption was that at least LPD would be on the way from B. It might be a good place to recruit before we push on the depot together.
Not a bad idea.
There,
in which case, have the Bravehearts take B and push on D, and if anything, we can regroup to reinforce them. They're the most veteran squad. If anyone can handle taking 2 LPs, it'd be them.
Fair enough. This sounds good. So we'll plan at least for the rest of us to regroup at D. Assuming if the Bravehearts can finish it before we get there, great. If not, my group, Sword of Damocles, should be able to cover support and finish it. We're not that far away either.
Sounds understandable to me. All right, I'll get to prepping my squad and get to loading, seeing what I can do in the loading bay. I'll see you in 20 hours then.
All right, and Eagle Wing, your trip to LPD and to the depot will be a lot further. Out of curiosity, would you think it would be better useful to go to the comm station, or would you like to circle around as far as you can and try not to cause any incidents, not put yourself in further risk? If the support forces will have the comm station under control.
Were you planning on having our gunship stay on station for support, or peel off after they drop us off?
That's a good point. It would be pretty easy to pick you guys back up at least.
That was my thought. If you want to peel them, I would say any plan is good if it's modular. Plan to have them on station for support. If things go poorly and they need to pull off away, then we'll just go for the competition and not bother with the pickup.
Fair. All right. Does that sound good to everyone?
Sounds perfect to me. They both offer you just very clipped salutes and head off on their way out. You are allowed to now regroup with your squad, fill them in on the plan as you would like. For clarity, I will bring you guys back over to the player map again. Again, these are your squad barracks. You can happily meet there if you'd like, not a problem. There's also sort of a collective communal meeting area here, and while it's not common-ish for squads to kind of brief there, it happens sometimes. Sometimes, like if you're going from like mission to mission, you'll have like a time to like get a meal in. Sometimes your whole squad will just kind of meet there, eat real quickly, and fill in the next mission while you're there. So it's not uncommon. Wherever you guys want to meet, honestly, there's also again like the armory / loading bay here where you can kind of get to your gear and things and your other vehicles.
I had one more question actually. I figured I'd ask first. When would I be? I probably have asked the commander officer when would the tech priest arrive, and when should we expect them to be brought into our squad?
He would just inform you that he's being attached to your squad, and you just at some point within the next before your next deployment, he would definitely be meeting you in your squad's barracks.
Okay,
like you have missions. He have orders to meet you there.
Okay, all right. So then I think the first thing I would do is I'd probably get the whole squad, and I'd probably basically have everyone to meet in the barracks. I think is probably where I would.
Yeah, no problem. So you sent out a quick a quick vox comm to the squad, just letting you know, we've got orders, meeting 20 hours to deployment, meeting barracks in 10 for a quick brief. Everyone, you have 10 hours to do your own things, finish up your studies, grab a meal, say your prayers if you need to, or whatever you need to. As you all gather up in your barracks, you're all aligned together, waiting for your deployments. You're not fully geared up yet. You're still kind of just meeting up in your down clothes. You all are gathered in the barracks, and there's no one new there yet. You kind of just all meet up. But after about a few minutes of idle chatter and banter about whatever might be happening, Remus does enter in. He has a bit of you still see a slight patch of sin skin on his stomach area, but he looks overall like he's functioning. He's good to go. Offers a quick salute, doesn't say much, but just falls in line. And eventually, after a few more minutes, there is sort of a sound of a kind of clinking mechanical feet down the hall for a bit. Maybe some quick chatter back and forth in binary that none of you would understand. Obviously, just a quick occasional burst of static here or there. And eventually, let me get my sound pad. Eventually, the door to your barracks is kind of just shunted open real quick. And why don't you go ahead and describe what they see in front of them, Ziggy?
So, what they see in front of them is a rather tall, maybe just under 6.5 foot tall figure. He's on more the thinner side, so he's lanky, but he's also standing probably the most straight up you've ever seen a tech priest if you've ever seen a tech priest. And yeah, so red robes, his face mostly covered in darkness. What you can see is probably a bit of shimmer behind his, at this point, artificial eyes, and what looks like some sort of faceplate over where his mouth would be. And then you also see that in one hand, there's like a food pouch with a straw going into said face mask as he's just looking at you, and the pouch is like slowly being squeezed.
Hey, it's still human. They gotta eat.
Yeah. And his other hand just raises up, gives everybody a wave when the door opens, and he sees everybody looking at him.
Greetings, squad. This is one of the tech priests that will be joining us on our mission. Tech priest, what is your name and designation?
So, excuse me, pardon me. Yes, I am Ziggurat 6 Anselin. However, most people seem to prefer calling me by Ziggy.
It's so cute. I love it.
Very well,
Well,
Ziggy.
shoot. Got us a tech boy.
Tech priest, thank you.
Ah, right, priest. Dang. Never seen anything built like you. Well, not officially.
Right. So, I was given orders to meet up with the sort of Damocles. Is this the right room? Yes.
Yes,
You're in the right
looking at-
place.
I was just about to go over our debriefing of our mission. If you would like to join us.
Excellent. I'll just and so yeah. He just kind of scoots around out of the way of the door and just posts up in the corner and just patiently waits.
And so in your barracks, I should just briefly describe how they look if you guys, I haven't to write this out, but I totally forgot to do that. So the way your overall barracks look is, so there's, again, this like larger barracks kind of building area here that separates off into two separate barracks, one for each squad. And they're kind of just like two central tables, you're assuming for like mess or eating or gear fixing or just random things like that, with a sort of smaller projector, kind of a mirror of the projector table that was here, but much smaller, obviously meant for like smaller images and things like that. There are pairs. Your tents are, or your sort of like cabin bunks are in pairs, and there is a curtain that can be pulled in front of either of them in case any of you ever happen to need your privacy. But outside of that, that's sort of just, they're very just Spartan, simplistic barracks. So there is, again, that small hollow table that you can access and use if you need to for whatever reasons.
Yeah, I think I'd pull up the hollow table and basically go over the whole plan. I don't know if I...
Yeah, I'll even just bring them back over to the map real quick in case I want to just get another look at that. Just one last good old time. Also, because I spent like 3 hours on it, and I'm really proud of it. So.
It's so good. I appreciate.
Thank you, Fred.
So yeah, I kind of just go over. I'll be taking field command. We'll be having eagling at L point A, LPA, and the Bravehearts will take LPB and move on to LPD. We will be initiating landing, taking out the listening post at C, and then moving up to regroup with the Bravehearts at D before moving on to the depot.
Sorry, did you say you're taking on field command?
That is correct.
Big promotion! Congratulations!
It is only temporary for this specific blowout.
No, temporary, schmemporary. We should celebrate. Blow something up for you.
Temporary,
Isn't that
but well
right?
deserved.
You'll get your chance. When we get to listening post, we'll be able to take it out.
All right, well, I'll ace a few heads for you.
Very well. The tech priest will be joining us, and we'll be making sure that there seems to be there's a couple of concerns that their order has with this area, and making sure that we don't meddle too much with it. Do not ask him questions to his mission. That is for him to know, not for us.
Do we meddle? Do we strike anyone as meddling?
Ken.
I'm just asking. I never took myself for a meddler.
Do we strike anyone as meddling is hilarious. I I'm sorry, that's just really good. Do we strike anyone as meddlers? I have to use that someday. That's really good.
Very well. Are there any further questions?
None come to mind, but I will keep you informed.
Good. We'll move out in I don't know how many hours. I don't know, some amount of hours.
All right.
Probably a day.
Yeah, it's about 10 or so hours until deployment. Yeah.
So make sure you guys are ready. We'll meet up at the Deliverance 3.
All right.
You're
And
dismissed.
yeah, with that, you're dismissed. You have 10 hours to, for yourself to do anything you need to do specifically. If there's anything important anyone wants to do, feel free to let me know now. I will say that one thing that does happen is Phaedra, assuming you just spend some time resuming sorry, I said your age's name and not yours. Lenora, there we go. Hard. So Lenora, after spending some time sort of just back to meditating or just ignoring people as one are wont to do, you are kind of briefly interrupted by Phaedra, who just kind of come by and sort of like attempt to enter your chambers and just say, apologies, madam, if you had a moment.
You're muted.
Yeah, I think you're muted, Meg.
That explains a lot because I was making comments about Kieran's love language and
What is my
blowing
love
shit
language?
up.
No!
I know.
Tragic. Great memes were missed. It sucks. Huge sadness.
Just showing support for his commander by blowing things up and killing people. That's a fantastic love language. I love
Yeah.
it. But
I agree.
That's the only word thing.
I think that's the thing we should do. But yeah, so Phaedra just approaches to your door and says, apologies, madam, if you had a moment.
she just opens her eyes and kind of intently looks at Phaedra and before asking, what is it?
I normally not want to say much about this, but circumstance would hold. We received telepathica from the larger Adepta, letting us just directed from me specifically. They asked that the ward protocols I place on you, and you know this as like they're like just the procedures by which like the guidelines by which she has to watch over you, just kind of like certain guidelines on like under a certain protocol, it's just like, watch closely over her. Don't let her do anything kind of wild or anything. Under a certain protocol, it's just like, don't let her use any power at all. If she tries to use a power, kill her. But like, there's different protocols, obviously, like the kind of scale. Yeah. But she kind of says, directly for me, the war protocol, but my war protocols were recently told to be increased at least one level. Nothing drastic, mind you, but normally this is given with a reason, and I was simply told to do so. More importantly, not to question it. I'm only informing you because I care.
Moving it up one level, remind me what that entails. Is that more don't use powers at all, or is that additional powers?
Well, so just basically it just means like she is being told like to be a bit more closely, like watch you a bit closer. Not to act or do anything if you use your powers, but like where her current diagram is just like watch over you. If it seems like Lenora's going unstable, intervene and do something, or like let us know. Now it's been stepped up a little bit. She hasn't said how far it's been stepped up. She just said that it's been stepped up to something a bit more strict. But she hasn't said like there's any limit on how you can use your powers at all. So you assume that hasn't changed at all.
How tight are they making the leash now?
I am told that if you begin to show signs of fraying and the psyche, that I am to directly detain you rather than simply report it to the Adepta. Circumstances like this normally only arise when we are present around psychic phenomena, but such a thing would be reported to me weeks ago before a call was made.
Just still looking at Phaedra very intently, just thinks for a moment before nodding and just saying, I understand.
I am ever your... Sorry, go ahead, please.
I will keep myself in check. There's
I am
no
ever
reason.
your warden, madam, but more than that, I am your friend.
A very interesting look kind of crosses her face because that's not something that processed in her mind that their relationship could end up being.
Hey, I mean, she's been your ward for basically since your training began. Like, you got assigned to her like the moment you got picked up off the black, like on the black ship, basically.
Even so.
Again, friendships can be one-sided.
Yeah.
Oh, but
but but friends.
What's
No,
a friend?
yeah. Is there anything else anybody else wanted to have happen during this sort of like 10 hours before you have to go gather for your deployment?
Well, Ziggy is going to go to the requisitions desk and see if he can get himself a close quarters weapon.
Just a general close quarters weapon.
He would have liked to get an omniscient axe, but I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon.
Yeah, that's not a reality, friendo.
But he's going to regrettably just request for a humble chainsword for the time being.
Humble chainsword. Let's see.
humble.
Chainsword is
Humble.
average. Of course, there has. Chainsword is. I got the book somewhere, don't I? I swear I do. I prepared for this. I did. Look at that. All right. Chainsword is an average availability thing, which is fine. That's not an issue. Hold up. Stop this, please. You're hurting me. I don't need this. Please stop. Please cease. Okay, it's fine. We got this. All right. So let's see. Availability average makes it a difficulty. All right. So if you could go ahead and roll me a logistics test real quick.
All right. Do I just roll the 1d100 or do I need to go in somewhere?
100. Although, let's see. The multiple. What is it? Average. Oh, actually, you would roll a 1d100. Yeah, roll one. Yeah, roll 1d100, please. Times. More conditions. Yeah. Okay, what you got there for me?
53. Not good.
Unfortunately, nope. Just a little bit too high. So unfortunately, so what happened? So yeah, you basically you go and you pull up to the requisition desk and they're just kind of like looking at you just real awkwardly and you're just like, what do you want, coghead? And then you're just like, I want a chainsword, and you're just like, those little arms? Yeah, sorry, I don't think we have one that'll fit.
Rude.
So yeah, Ziggy is just going to lean in. And he did not take the little arms comment lightly. Given the fact that he probably has like what 2-3 inches on this man.
Probably. You're probably decently taller than this guy.
And he just says calmly, I will remember this. And just walks away.
Creepy cogheads you kind of hear behind you, but he kind of just like doesn't. You don't like see like you kind of, but you do notice like you can definitely feel the guy's eyes in the back of your head for a little bit longer than you would like. But he doesn't seem to do anything or say anything to you after that. Just kind of let you go off on your own. But you do faintly hear mumble. We really didn't have the extra chainswords, by the way.
But yeah, so Ziggy's already making plans to see if he can acquire one in the field if need be.
Fair enough. Anything else anybody want to try and acquire, requisition, get their hands on for any means, reasons, or things?
A second
I will
chance,
say-
so mine doesn't get stolen.
Yeah, I will say by default, by virtue of there being multiple regiments on the field, if you are trying to get anything that is plentiful or higher availability, we'll say anything ubiquitous or abundant, you get automatic. You can just get it without a test. If it's plentiful, you get a plus 30. And so your legend rating is pretty low right now because you're pretty fresh squad because you started out. But like the test, like you get a bonus to the test based on like certain conditions. If it's a plentiful item, you get a plus 30. You haven't been on the front line for too long, so like it's a bit of like it's a modifier to that. But other than stuff like that is like basically it's pretty straightforward. So yeah, if you want anything like ubiquitous, abundant, or plentiful, it's much easier to get than anything common or more rare.
We can get like lasgun ammunition.
Yeah, like lasgun ammo, stuff like that. Here, I can even give you some examples of weapons that might fit the purview of what you're looking for. So looking for anything melee. Let's see. You could get some. Let's see. An entrenching tool, like a regular old thing. You could probably get yourself an axe rake. I don't know what that is, but it exists. And that's really, honestly, believe it or not, for some reason, melee weapons are pretty hard to get your hands on around this place, actually. Ranged weapons, though, probably not that hard. Let's see.
Axe rakes are a nice way to say ho.
Oh, you know what? I should have seen that coming. I don't know why I didn't see that coming, actually. Where is it? Oh my gosh, I can't find that. Here it is.
Oh,
Weapons. Let's see. So if you want to get your hands on like a regular, let's see, like rarity. Let's see. Exotic weapons, flame weapons, gyrojet weapons, las weapons. Yeah, you can get your hand on a gambler las gun, a las lock, which I don't know why you'd want that, but it exists if you wanted it. Let's see. A missile launcher wouldn't be that hard to get your hands on. Same with melting gun would be pretty hard actually. But yeah, a missile, it wouldn't be that. Yeah, a missile launcher, a flamer would probably be easy to get your hands on. A shotgun, a stub rifle, an auto gun, like just generic basic stuff. I think the biggest thing you could probably get your hands on if you really wanted to get your hands on it would probably be like a missile launcher, if anyone wanted to go for that. But
I will hold off for the moment.
Kieran's just like, no, I'm okay.
Are you holding off because you don't want it, or are you holding off because something else?
Well, here's the question. It's a launcher, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll have that between myself and Flint.
All right. And I will say, given that you and Flint are representing it together to like, as like a pair, I'll let him aid the logic test, which will bring it up one level. So it goes from having to be a test to just being available immediately. So you don't have to roll for it. So yeah, you pull up, you pull over to the you pull up to the revolution desk. There's a large gated area with a bunch of weapons behind it. And there's two guardsmen there, both kind of frail looking non-commissioned officers, kind of just like non-combat officers. And
hey there, friends. I was talking with Laura a moment ago and was telling her about this lack of crack grenades around here. But I did hear we had some solid vehicle deterrence launchers. Who catch my drift?
They both give a chuckle at vehicle deterrent launcher, and one of them sort of heads to the back a bit. The other one kind of goes over to a nice rack here. It pulls down two large missiles, like two large missiles. He places them on the front. The other one comes back with a very, very large sort of tube-like shape, which is just the missile launcher, which he places on the slot there and just says, "Standard issue. Yeah, we don't have too many of those, so try to keep it from getting broken if you can, but all yours."
Between him and Flint, he tosses the tube over to Flint, loads in the two actual missiles into his pack, and thank you kindly.
Not a problem. Sorry we couldn't give you more ammo. We didn't get the shipment in for the actual missiles yet, so we're running on reserves for those.
What are you gonna do? Emperor protect. I'm gonna.
So they say, he says, and kind of just like let you off to your way. All right. Anything else anybody want to do while we have the time, or do you want to start heading over to deployment?
I think just to describe it, Marius is definitely going through to the other sergeants and listening to them give their order, like their debriefs to their troops, just going through and doing all the due diligence of everyone under his field command, essentially.
Yeah, and you notice that as you go to both squads, both the Eagle Wing and the Bravehearts, the moment you enter, you are offered a very, very regimented salute, the kind of one gives like an officer that is in charge of the mission. There's definitely a direct recognition of that respect in you. Like they appreciate you taking the time to actually pop by and make sure they're okay and things are happening. And so, yeah, a few more hours pass by of just general silence, and maybe occasionally you hear a squad getting dispatched to some random thing. But after a few hours, you find yourselves, and I got the sounds for this. You find yourselves in the loading bay. There's just a lot of different things being moved around, just large sort of sentinel power lifters, kind of lifting up large crates of ammunition and weapons over off into different Valkyries and Vultures. Each squad is kind of just hanging off by itself, doing its own thing in the hangar bay as you were deploying. And there is a whole bunch of sort of just generalized things going on. Nobody really kind of busying themselves with generic things. The Bravehearts are off to one corner, already sort of getting ready to deploy onto their Vulture, their Valkyrie. They're already they're loaded up in full gear. They're kind of like going through some final drills, checking sights and things, and like kind of loading up, getting themselves deployed in. Off to the other side, you can see the Eagle Wing. They're kind of still over by the gear area, kind of just getting prepped up and dressed. And that's honestly where you guys are headed over to, that sort of area on the slight side where you guys can all just get geared up, and you open your lockers and start putting on all your equipment and such related things. And as you're doing so, let me figure out which of you this one goes to. Okay. As you're sort of doing your patches and your things. Taman, you're kind of hanging out. You're checking your medical gear. You're making sure all your things are you're wiping it up blood stain.
As always.
For like a week, you haven't been able to get that blood stain out for a while, but you've been wiping at it for a bit. You keep telling the guys to get on cleaning that for you, but there's no time for in the war these days. As you're doing that,
oh, gotta do it your damn self.
you fucking get some bleach and you wash that fucker out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you're kind of doing that, there are a pair of soldiers who kind of come up to you. They're not from your squad. They're definitely just from the Eagle Wing, kind of coming over just in their gear, just like, yeah, you're the doc from squad too, right? We've heard some stuff about you.
Correct. What'd you hear? Maybe.
Mostly good stuff. Save that time you had to put a guy out of his misery last mission. Rough things, huh? You all right?
Yeah. I'm good. It's never easy, but unfortunately, it's regular.
Yeah, it's messy. It's say people die a lot in war, but I don't know. That last mission felt unnecessary, I guess. But I guess we're supposed to think things like that. I don't know.
Unnecessary. How so?
Just the way the landing went, rushed. A lot of people died who didn't have to. I mean, when you think about it, we're all just cogs out here, right? Imperium throws us at whatever its problems are, and we break until it breaks, right?
I guess so, but don't forget all of us are people, too.
Yeah, it's probably bad pre-mission talk, huh? Sorry, I'm just in bad space right now, I guess.
You're fine.
How do you feel about that sergeant of yours, by the way?
How do you mean?
You trust him?
I do, quite a bit. He wants to do well, and I think he will.
All right. I mean, he's in command of all of us technically right now, and I don't know. A lot of us have already gotten ourselves off out here. Except to die on a second mission, right?
Guess so. Tell you what. If something manages to fuck up, that's what I'm here for. Patch up those mistakes.
Yeah. Just make sure to keep my arm on, all right? All right? I like this one, Matt. I don't need a bionic yet.
Was that foreshadowing I hear?
Did someone just wave their jet flag? So, yeah, and they kind of just like, satisfied with the answer, kind of chuckling themselves. He pats the other friend on the back and kind of just, they shamble off. There's some more idle chatter between the rest of the squads. You guys all kind of talking and making your own things happen. Give that a minute. Yeah, so you're taking care of all those things, and you're handling, and eventually there's kind of like a loud alarm that kind of blares out over the landing bay, letting you guys know, like, all right, time to load up. Like, we're officially, time to make things happen. The large hangar door separating your closed off barracks from the rest of the outside world does part open, slowly grinding open on massive gears. You can hear the engines revving up of your various Valkyrie dropships, and eventually you spool up and take yourselves off into the air. You are sort of whistling through the loud, and this is sort of unlike before, where previously your travel through Eneastia was just like hectic, like dropping out of orbit, being like, oh god, all I see is laser fire, please don't let one of those hit us, kind of thing. Now you kind of have a more peaceful, actual, just like view of the planet's surface, and you realize, well, one, this world is mostly desolate. It's just large, vast plains of red-orange tundra, red-orange desert and mesa, occasionally patched off with a slight, boreal-like forest or a murky kind of swamp. In the distance, you can see just these massive hive stacks. I'm just gonna go up and bring y'all over to the tactical map here. Where you guys are. You can see in the distance, even though like it's so very far that it looks kind of almost like a pinpoint, reaching super high, almost into the atmosphere. You can see Hive Nexus, this massive hive city, super high up, high away off in the horizon on a high hill. You guys yourselves are here. This little token here represents you guys, and you kind of just spend a few minutes just traveling for a bit. You're not heading too far out of the Manufactorum War, just kind of off into this sort of valley area around here. There's not too much travel. You get to about here-ish before finally the comm blinks in for all of you. Marius, it is it's sort of like a sergeant to sergeant comm, or like a command. It's on a commander's comm, but you know that channel can be opened up so that everyone in the cabin can hear it if you choose to do so.
Probably not.
Fine. So yeah, the comm comes on, and it's a voice you haven't heard before. It's just like, this is Manchun 12th Infantry Detachment 1 and Detachment 2. We're en route to the comm station in about ETA about 45 minutes out. You close to landing?
We'll be there shortly.
Understood. You have point on the coordination of our forces, but we'll handle the ground operation. Keep tabs on us and offer any support you can.
Will do. Keep us updated.
All right, boys. This will be a pretty hard push. Enemy definitely knows we're coming, and even if they don't, they'll fight hard until every single one of them are dead. Keep the Emperor's faith in your hearts. Keep your weapon close, and your heads down for the love of God. And with that, I think we have a perfect time to quickly grab a break if y'all want. It's free. Take us out whenever you feel like it. So yeah, we'll be right back with some fun things to do and say and hopefully kill, because there'll probably be a lot of that going on. Our players are now deployed with their squad. Their newcomer is here and ready to join them in the fray of battle. And in the Emperor's divine name, they will bring about divine retribution toward the traitor, the heretic, and the mutant. Hello, and welcome back to In His Divine Name, the Neon Lights Roleplay OnlyWar actual play campaign. That's, we're going to work on the adjectives at some point. It's fine. The point being, we're back. Our squad has now been deployed on Operation Divine Lightning. I will bring up the tactical overlay so we can remind anybody who's just joining us now what the game plan is, how things work and function. So our players' goals here is to take and hold these listening posts, bring them down, while that's to be done in support of a larger infantry push on the comm station, which will be taken and sieged. Once that's done, they will regroup here at Listening Point Delta and push on the Munitorum Depot, which they have to take and secure as well in order to, hold down the hold down. So we begin with the scene of just 3 Valkyrie dropships flying in a keen, crisp formation in a straight line towards this valley. Below them, just below, a viewport cuts. Saul Moraz, that your pilot cuts in, just says, "Heads up, Commander. You can say, I see our main forces pushing in," and he kind of moves the viewport and kind of as the squadron kind of banks over, you can see just like heading in. There's a group of Chimera transport crafts just kind of rolling up in formation down the valley towards this way, heading towards the comm station. However, as they do so, you can see that some of them, they begin to take some fire from listening points Alpha and Beta. They begin to just open up on them with some large plasma-like explosions you can hear in the background. That was a bit too loud. I'm sorry. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I wanted the background explosions. There we go. We want that one. Much better. Yeah, a lot more ambient. Much better. Success. So yeah, you could just see like plasma and and hard fire kind of just tracing down at them. Doesn't seem to be sticking anywhere yet, as they're peeling up enough smoke with their tread that they're not exactly kind of doing it. But again, it's very clear evidence that battle's begun, the operation's on. So you give the order, just all right, let's deploy now, let's split off now. The pilots, you had to see the 2 other Valkyries kind of split off and go their own way as yours kind of keeps peeling forward. The comm station does have some light anti-air weapons, so they kind of just begin to take some shots at you just lightly, but they don't hit. So just Saul Moraz, again, a bit more in the zone now, having dealt with a hot orbital insertion. Just kind of, except for having dove through the atmosphere to dodge these things, doing this while Mario on the ground, not a problem. Easy, I got this, boss. So he just kind of flies through. You make a nice, easy landing zone. He just says, "Approaching the drop zone, Commander. Do you guys want me to find a landing spot, or just drop you? Or you're jumping in?"
I think we'll jump in.
All right, then prep for shoot. And he sees he presses a few buttons in the cockpit, in the cockpit, and a red light goes up. He just says, 30 till insertion. You kind of feel like a pitch as the craft begins to get lower. There's a deep rumbling in the cabin as you kind of feel the engines begin to roar very hard. 15, a heavier rumbling now as you all kind of rise up and begin as one to kind of put on your grav chutes, check the stabilizers, make sure they all still function and everything. 5, and then after a few more seconds of very tense silence, the door opens, and you are all free to drop. I'm going to need operate aeronautic tests for all of my loves.
Oh boy!
Hey, this could have gone worse last time.
Here's where we all die again.
Don't worry, you're all trained in this. I say as the first person fails immediately.
I won.
Degree of failure 1.
Yeah.
Just double checking, there is no modifiers on this. It's just straight up.
Straight.
Yep.
We need to get trained in this because I'm going to keep doing it.
With the grab shoot, operate.
Should give us an advantage on that.
Yes, it gives us. It's a plus 20 check because it makes it.
Oh, is it?
All right, I succeed then.
I mean, I still fail.
You're fine. Lenora still, I think, barely fails. Yes.
Yeah.
And Taemon still fails by a fair margin. But okay, so let's go.
2 degrees of failure instead of 4. But
hey, 3 could be, 3's better than 4. So you guys try to land here in general. I'm going to go ahead and just roll scatter for those who fail. Those of you who landed perfectly, you all just kind of come down. Your stabilizers kick in, and you kind of just are able to stabilize yourselves as you kind of just and burn yourself down and kind of land. Typical drill is as soon as you land, to kind of go to ground and find some hard cover as soon as you can. You land kind of the area you're approaching is sort of this cliff valley facing. So each of these cliff faces is about 5 or 10 feet up, just about, give or take a fair margin. So it's kind of just like this ascending cliff face towards what looks to be, obviously you assume to be the listening post. You are definitely not alone out here. As you can see that there are this looks to be a full team of Eastian Separatist soldiers. Even though I forgot one. There you go. And there's also additionally what look to be these. You can see what look to be like two like large rock formations. As you were dropping, you thought they looked like that. But as you kind of drop in, you notice that the top part of those rock formations comes up, separates. You can see with very interesting like two heavy bolter nozzles coming out of each one. They just pivot over and look directly at you guys' location with a low mechanical just whine. As those are tarantula sentry turrets. And then so Lenora failed. You said Lenora, you have 3 degrees of failure?
I think it's 2.
Right, 2? Okay, so then you scatter that direction 2. Boop. Not that bad. And then Taman, how many do you have?
5.
And you actually, and technically Phaedra lands with
No,
you.
it's 3. It's 3, isn't it? 'Cause,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
you-
3. Oh, yeah, because there's a plus 20. That's right.
2, 3. And where is... I forgot which one's supposed to be better. Nope, I remembered. I was right. I was totally right. I knew it. See how I know
Also, I do not seem to have control over my token right now for
because
some reason.
I am the worst.
No, you're not the worst.
I'll
You
fix
stop
it right
that.
now. Everyone will have token control over their tokens in just a moment.
Did you just copy them from the main page?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, actually.
You should give us control on the main page, and then we can like play.
You know,
special
I
games.
should do that. I should do that. I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. Actually, that's a smart. You guys are smart. You're better at this than I am.
Just delete
Slowly.
the tokens that are on there and transfer them on from the thing.
I should let one of y'all GM. Clearly, y'all are better at this than I am. All right, there we go. Don't worry about your allies. I'll move them for you guys. It's fine. Ziggy, you should already have control yours. And yeah, there you go. You're on the ground. Have fun. Also roll initiative.
On the ground, have fun, roll initiative.
You're on the ground. Have fun. Roll initiative. I mean, to be fair, that is.
Oh my god. What is with these dice? What is happening?
This is big oof
The
time.
dice are fucking me. Jesus.
Oh no.
Make sure you guys select your tokens.
Oh, I didn't.
I didn't do that.
I will. As it here, we'll do it all from the top. Take it again, guys.
Let me
Please.
select
From the top.
Oh my god, okay.
There we go. See?
two
Look at
better.
that. It's so much
Oh,
better.
wow. Oh, dear Christ, that was better.
All right, let me do some of that
Move.
myself real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Did it go in? It did not. It's okay. Hold up. Yeah, they're all just gonna operate as this group up here will operate as one group. So how we'll do that? Yeah, these guys will operate as one group, and they'll have an initiative of 11. And then we'll do it again. Hiya. And yeah, okay, cool. It actually went through this time. Or did it? I don't know. Whatever the case. Yes, it did go through. Oh, because I selected it. That's why. All right, and then we gotta go here. There we go. Oh, look, it's stuck. It's stuck. Awesome. Cool. Let me order that. Descending. Awesome. Let's get some cool combat music going off. Yeah, fuck with that. Pretty fuckable. All right, let's fucking do it, kids. Who's first? Zig, the new guy. You're up first. Do some shit.
Show us.
Awesome. Okay. Alright, so we have 2 turns right in front of us. That's great. Alright, let's see. Where is some cover? Or you already in cover?
Question about that: are those turrets above the building, or does the building provide cover for the turret? Like, if you position yourself like way up at the top, can the bottom one hit you, or still?
Oh, as in these things here?
If I got into the middle, would the 2 turrets on the outside be able to see past?
Oh no, if the turrets are definitely meant to cover like this field here.
Gotcha.
You're pretty certain that if you got close enough to here, you probably get out of the line of fire.
Oh, awesome. So let's see.
Also,
how much?
I did this now. Look, give me 1 second and do one quick thing. I did it, actually. You'll notice every grid square is 3 meters.
Oh, nice.
So it makes it a little bit easier.
Is that correct?
So in other words, you said 3 meters, which means I can move 1 for a half movement. Okay. And I'm all the way in the back.
You are decently in the back there.
Alright. Let's see. Well, let me go for full run then. Let's see, that gives me 12. Oh, I'm 18. Which means I can get right here behind this rock formation. Which I'm going to do so.
All right, so yeah, Zig just turns and just sprints on those scuttly little mechanical legs. Just it's a Cat Williams joke I want to make, but I'm not going to make it right now. I'll do it later. All right, anything else with Zig?
No, that was a run, which is a full round.
You're right. Taman, you're up.
All right, as I am restarting Roll20 because it fucking froze on me.
Good old Roll20.
Because imagine anything working.
That's the roll.
I know what I'm gonna do. I just need to be able to fucking move my token and actually do things. Come on, Roll20. Okay. Yeah, I am going to see that we are probably moving in that direction. So get the fuck over here with half movement at least. And I'm going to take a half aim shot at this guy.
You got it. Do the thing.
Okay.
Oh, are you asking Brennan to assist you, by the way? Because I totally effed this up, by the way, guys.
Absolutely. I
you get
would love that.
As your combats can take very simple orders. One of the most basic one is just like shoot with me, which gives you +20 to your hit when you shoot.
Amazing.
20?
Yeah, 20. Which can get better if you add investments for it.
I thought range volley was 5
okay.
to resistance.
I thought it was 5.
Liddy.
Oh, maybe it was 5 then. I don't know. Whatever the case.
All right.
Oh no, but you aimed, right?
Hmm?
That was what I was thinking was the plus. Okay, I'm dumb. It is a +5. That's right. That's my fault. But you know what? We're keeping that for now because I fucked it up. So.
No, we're good. We're good.
Keep it up. I fucked it up, so that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Damage. Not bad.
0 pen. And these guys do have some armor on, so he takes 8 wounds. So yeah, you and you shooting this guy here. So yeah, you kind of you raise up and you kind of just like you start pinging at him with the with your Manchurian pattern las carbine. Don't they have felling?
Let me see. Imagine knowing
I upgraded them with something. I feel like at some point.
We're reliable.
They're
yeah.
reliable. That's a different thing.
Yeah, it's very different. Yeah.
All right, well then don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Yeah. So yeah, you just kind of just like you ping, you shoot off some las carbine shots, which I just single shot, and like it just catches the guy like right in the middle of like his chest armor. You see like his flak armor kind of burn away for a bit, even exposing some skin definitely to a degree. And he kind of falls over, but like you kind of see him like start to slowly shamble himself back up. Just like, oh god, oh that hurt. Anything else for you?
That is all I can do.
All right, it's their turn. So this bottom half of the squad will kind of go. These guys here won't move at all. They're already in cover. They will choose to. Let me get a character sheet up. Here we go. Taking an action to half aim, firing semi-auto over here. This guy here will fire here at semi-auto. That is a hit. That's 2 hits. Only 1 hit because you get 1 hit for every 2 good successful semi-auto. So I'm gonna hit you once, Kiernan.
You can make a dodge roll.
Oh yeah, you can make a dodge roll if you want. Yes.
I will try that now, please. God.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. So yeah, dodge roll. You lower damage by a certain amount, and you already have I think 4 armor from your from your actual armor, plus your toughness bonus gives you 3 more. So anything under 7 damage doesn't hurt you guys.
Invincible.
Yeah, so
Well, it might hurt some of us.
yeah, it hurts some of you if you don't have good enough toughness, but by default, that's how damage. Yeah, it just like it kind of pings you, and like a bolt skips off like your shoulder pad. It might probably leave a bruise later, but nothing bad.
Oh, you bastards! I just got that cleaned out. Looks like the rest of his gear is fucking filthy. Lies.
Just lie blatantly. It's fine. What would they know? How I handle most of my problems, just lie blatantly. Anyway, second one's gonna try the same thing over here at. Actually, you can't really see you. I'm just gonna go at Ben.
Oh, my boy.
That is 2 hits because of the semi-auto. So here comes damage twice. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Benin. So Benin is like, so Taman, you're kind of turning and like running for some cover. Benin kind of like turns as well. You see like a skitter of fire kind of like trail after him, and like he keeps running. He runs next to you, and like kind of like falls down next to you. It turns just like shit, and like you can see that he's like holding a little bit of blood. Benin is now.
It is not okay.
It's actually pretty far from okay. But the Emperor protects. So that's all that really matters in the long scheme of things,
And that's when they realized everything was in fact not fine.
At this moment, they realized things weren't okay. All right, so there's that. And then I got a couple more guys in this group here. This guy here will take just a shot. Actually, he won't do that. Instead, he will move first to get a little bit more in this cover here. And then he will try shooting. Let's see who shoots at. Okay, shooting here. This is why I hate jamming for my friends. I feel like I'm being mean to them.
You're being honest.
He can't aim though. It's okay. So
You're being honest.
He can't aim or fire something. He's fire a regular shot. So he fails. He missed. Yeah, he just takes some shots over at you, Tamon. But the kind of like again, you're kind of already in that cover, but you see some shots trailing by you. But he's definitely trying to put some shots on you. And then this last guy, who is not looking too well, will just take the full action to just run over here into this cover. And then Tiernan, you're up.
All right.
Ooh, he made a mistake.
Kieran, before he goes and does anything, is going to turn to the commander here. We need smoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cover us.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and Kieran will. I guess he'll half aim. Just make sure he gets this right. Get the thumb out. Pop a smoke grenade. And he's gonna try and gotta make sure this is accurate to what I actually want to do. Yeah. Gonna put it 6. Yeah. Nah, we're gonna really fuck him up. Put it right here in that spot, or at least try to. So. Really? That's what I... Alright, well, there's no damage, but now within 6 meters of that, there's smoke. Mm-hmm. And that's going to last for...
Alright, I need to go...
16 rounds.
Alright, and then... Give me 1 second just to make sure I got the effect of smoke written down properly, because I think I do, but I don't know that I do. Just give me a bit. Oh, go back. Go back. We need to go back.
Take me back.
Take me back. Wait. Oh man, you think I'd have this like already figured out, but unfortunately I don't, and I'm so sorry for that, friends.
You're good.
I have failed you. I failed you when you needed me.
We don't expect you to know everything.
Worry about it.
Unfortunately, I can't know everything. I just know some stuff. I know some stuff about things.
Occasionally, you know.
Only occasionally. Let's see.
I can look it up if you want.
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up now. I'm trying to see how it works.
In the meantime, hey chat, I have a cat.
Yeah, that's good.
Hi, Snickers. We're taking a Snickers break.
Oh, it's 180.
It does a -10 to any ballistic tech.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Purple. I super appreciate that.
And concealment checks get a +10.
You're good. You're a good one. All right, let me get some smoke going. Give me a second.
Good thing.
You throw it like right there-ish, right?
Yeah, a little bit more forward.
In which case, so then 6 meters out there is just like 2 squares. So boop, 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 boop. There you go. Big smoke cloud.
Also, I should know we all have chameleon cloak.
That's true.
So any ballistic skills test, if we remain stationary, are at -30.
Mm-hmm. As you all have chameleon line cloaks, as you are technically at least half a scout regiment.
So yeah, aggressive scouting.
Aggressive reconnaissance, we call it.
So just never move.
Don't move. Just remain perfectly still.
They can't
all-
see us if we stay still.
Yeah.
Everyone is a
It's all right.
T-Rex.
Can't see us. All right. Anything else for you, Kieran?
I'll just use my, quick draw to get my last gun ready.
Cool. Marius.
Cover and fire. So doing my little free action command on all comrades do cover and fire, which means everyone gets a +10 on any dodge checks until my next turn.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna kind of look at Remus, and I think I'm gonna take the run action and kind of follow suit with the Ziggy, our tech priest here, and just I have the measurement. Actually, I need the measurement. I can move 18, so I'm gonna kind of also just scoot up to this
On record,
rock. Can I get up there? Or is that too far?
you're fine. On record, normally that distance would actually slow you guys down as it is a climb, but given that you have you can just like basically like half jump it with like the graph shoot repulsors. They kind of give you a slightly boosted jump basically because they're kind of meant to like both slow descent and like allow a bit of ascent. Ubiquity is the name of the game in the Imperium. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's cool. Actually, to run.
These guys are gonna go up, so yeah, they're gonna just. I can't really see you guys behind the rock. These are only half cover, so they will take the shots, but they will get
-20 for both of us on the thing because we ran too.
Mhm. Yep. So it's like -20 and then minus like even more because of the cover.
Yep.
So it's not looking good. So he will take his action to half aim, and he will fire a semi-auto burst, and that's going to be with a modifier of -30. Nothing. Same guys. Next guy does the same thing. Nothing. This guy here will try to kind of aim a little bit further down the mountainside over here down at Kieran, but given the distance and having to go through the rocks, it's basically the same thing.
And you have -30 for the chameleon armor because he didn't move. So.
Oh, he didn't move, so that's actually -60 for him. So
I don't know what minus.
Negative 16.
yeah, I don't think you could actually hit that at all. And then this last guy here is gonna just take the action to kind of tell his kind of just like go all over here down to the stairs. There's kind of like a railing here giving him a little bit of cover, but he's kind of just like hanging out here, and he'll just kind of take the action to full aim. And that'll be it for them. Lenora.
Okay, so the chameleon armor, if you don't move, you get. What'd you say to it?
-30 to get hit.
-30 to get hit. Does that go away if you shoot?
No, as far as I know. No, actually, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
As long as you remain stationary.
It doesn't at all. You just don't have to move.
Don't gotta move. Don't know where the shot's coming from.
If they can't see me, they can't shoot back.
Exactly.
It is a valid strategy.
What sort of a negative am I rolling if I'm going for this guy.
At 24 meters, not much of one. That's close range, right? I think.
That's normal range, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's normal range for the last carbine.
Actually, no. Last one. That's half range.
I gave that stats and I forgot.
Yeah, it's half range at 75.
Oh, it's half range is 75.
Yes.
Well, its full range is 75, so that's
Oh yeah,
25.
then it should be in. So then you're in short range. I'm pretty sure. You'd be you're under half of that, so close range actually. That's speaking. But I think it should be short range. Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's short range.
Okay. Then we'll take the half action to draw the weapon, and we'll just take a shot at this guy.
You already have it out. You have to take action to draw it.
Okay. Then, pew.
Ooh.
That is a hit.
Heck yeah.
Now, I want to say, only because you rolled so low, you could have semi-auto bursted there, which would have given you a -10 to hit, but you would have gotten a hit for every 2 degrees of success, which would have been, if you got 4 degrees of success there, you would have gotten 2 hits.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
Okay, we'll just roll damage twice. It's fine.
Pew. Pew.
And who you aiming at? This guy here?
That guy.
Yeah, you pull up with your last carbine, you already have it out, you draw, you take a nice concentrated burst of fire at him. Again, I have some, and like just the first 2 catch him like center, torso, chest area. This guy already wasn't looking very, very good. And then just like that last one, as he's kind of like doubles over, last one kind of just like catches him like through the jaw, and he just kind of, and that's it for that guy. He's not getting up.
Hell yeah.
Anything else?
Rock 'em.
Shooting is a half action, right? Or is that a full, since it
Semi-auto.
we had that going with the semi-auto?
Yeah.
Okay. You're within range. I'll do the half action to put up my little boost bubble, and it'll be my 3 buddies right here.
Precious! Right? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Cool. Good old Precious. Which is low-key one of the most broken spells in 40k, actually. Like, tip on 40K.
Love it.
Super good spell. Anyway.
The range is so small, though.
Well, no, but in actual 40k, just like giving someone like the ability to just reroll hits is like absurd. Like, it's just really, really good. The actual spell is the way it works in 40k. But that's a different thing. At the 1 initiative, even though I forgot to get the initiatives, these turrets do come online. I have to roll to see who they target because they have motives. They have basic logis systems. Okay, it will shoot at the closest person, which is technically our OG right here. Oh god, don't have Remus get hit again.
Oh no, Remus!
No, no.
Wait, which
Oh,
one? Which one though? Which one? Which one's shooting?
Right now, it's the one on the right.
But there's totals. He's got smoke screen cover, right?
He's got cover. Yeah, totally. No problem. So let's see. He doesn't.
And
You don't get to aim. They can
And we
only
ran.
fire full auto. They are at rated range. And then boop, and then yep, hit, and then with a modifier of minus. It was minus 20 from the smoke, right?
And then we ran, so
Yeah.
20 from that too.
21.
I don't know if this covers something from that one.
Yeah, I don't think we were getting the cloak because we moved.
It's minus 20. 20 from the run, 20 from the smoke screen. And yeah, that's
Why
nope.
is it a minus 40?
Well,
What happened?
you know, honestly, I don't know. Hey, sometimes it be like that, friends.
Either way, I think it was
I
another.
think it was a fail no matter
zero.
what. But
Yep.
I think yeah. Okay.
Hold up.
What do we got to try?
The other one's gonna try to activate this and do something similar. See who it shoots at. Gonna go. Well, it's kind of aiming in this area. Its direct target is you, Zig, but it could drift because as it is kind of not aiming directly at you. So let me see what we can do here. Does this work now? Nope. I'm rolling that wrong. I feel like. I just can't tell how I'm rolling it wrong.
Did you?
Oh, right. They have full aim by default. I'm silly. That's my fault.
it would have a minus 30 on it too.
Mhm.
Covered.
Yep. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I'm doing a little bit off here, but
You did stat out their ballistic skill, right?
I don't think I can for a vehicle. Or maybe I didn't? Oh, hold on. Hold up. Oh, you know what? I probably didn't, actually. That's probably the problem, huh? Let's see if I can fix that. Okay, let's see if that fixes anything. Yep, okay, now it actually works percent. So, you know what? Because I effed it up, we're gonna let that one rock. Zig, don't worry about it. Shot, heavy book shots by you and do effectively nothing.
I am blessed by the homicide. That's what happened.
And it's open to burn, so go ahead.
Oh yeah, so Ziggy just pops up. He is taking half aim at this man right here, who just happens to still be in short range.
Go ahead.
Okay. And let's see, should go semi or just single shot? Sure, let's go semi.
Semi it.
Let's see, you said he had some form of cover, so what modifiers am I dealing with here?
This guy right here?
Yes.
-10. That's it.
Alright.
Oof. Close, but no cigar. So yeah, you kind of ping off some shots on him. You definitely make him like duck down under the railing to avoid like getting shot, but you don't think you caught him in any direct bursts. Anything else you want to do?
That was a half aim and a fire. I believe that is my entire turn.
You got it. Come on, let's go.
Okay. So, question. This little crevice right here, how covered is that?
That's pretty. It's cover. It's pretty much about as much cover as like this. You know, these rock areas would be. Honestly, it's probably a bit more pretty cover than that, actually.
Okay. Sure. Is there any way that I can get Benin over there? Like, can he still run?
Oh yeah, he can still move.
Good. Okay.
He's not like unable to move. He's just hurt.
Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna especially get him over there. Yeah, the two of us are just gonna. Yeah, we're just gonna go over there. Yeah. So it's gonna take Colossian to get over there.
Not a problem.
But yeah, definitely just going to try to fix that whenever I can.
Reasonable.
You're with friends now. It's fine.
Yeah. Like next time, flop down, just like, yeah, don't worry about me. I'll get up. Oh god.
Give me a minute.
Give me a sec. Don't walk it off. All right, going back down here to our friends. This one here will move up just a tad, as will his friend here. It will take a shot over here at. It's actually going at you, Sarge.
Minus 20 for moving.
Yep.
I guess I don't get the cover.
Nah, not at the time. Let me get this thing. Come on, character sheet. Why are you taking so long? Character sheet.
Spite
Roll
you.
20, please.
Like,
Roll 20, please. Roll 20, please.
please.
I'm begging. Just
Roll 20
roll
doesn't
my
want you to
character sheet, please. All right, I'm gonna reload roll 20 real quick. Give me a second. Okay, fine. So while it's happening, you do notice though, and I can mention this while we're waiting for these to figure out. Up on, it's sort of in the middle of that kind of bastion there. I would ping it on the map, but I can't because I'm not in roll 20 yet. Up on the hill there, in the middle of like this sort of like landing area here, you do notice that one of these guys here does look a little bit better armored than the rest. He seems to have some like sort of ceremonial markings on his armor. It also appears to be slightly better equipped. He has like this would be like a chainsword on his back and like a nice heavy las gun in his arm.
Found the commanding officer.
Something like that.
I found my weapon.
Something like that.
Target acquired.
All right, so let's see. Let me. Oh, finally, things load. Okay, here we go. That one right there. He didn't half aim. This is semi-auto. This is shorter range. Coming at you, Sarge, with a minus 20 because you ran. That is a miss. Other one tries the same thing. That is a miss again.
Now the dice are on your side.
Hey, listen, I'm happy with this. I don't want to kill you. These two will stay up here, take an action to half aim and kind of try to pour some fire down the hillside. Kind of recognizing like there's a concerted presence up here now. So they will try to do the same thing, kind of just pouring fire down the hillside. Unfortunately, thankfully, at least they're not running, so they will just be semi-auto bursting and taking the time to at least half aim. Still taking the minus 20 because you ran, and you also have to cover from them, so it'll be minus 30 for them. That is a hit. So one hit for
Is that on me?
10 damage. Yeah, minus your whatever you have on your.
I'm gonna do a dodge.
Cool, go for it.
And I get plus 10 because people are shooting back at me.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Unfortunate. Whenever I remember what dodge actually does, by the way, I know you lower damage by a certain amount for a degree of success, right? Is it like 5 or so?
Yeah, I can look it up here.
Yeah, I have the combat reference hidden around here somewhere. I'll find it. But yeah, so you take.
So,
What happened? Yeah.
I didn't succeed.
Yeah, so you take minus your armor and your toughness bonus. You take 10 minus your armor toughness bonus. So whatever that is.
3.
So you take 3 wounds.
Yep.
And it's just like you kind of like see like a skittering of like auto gunfire coming at you. You do see it coming at you, so you kind of like duck away from a bit, but like you definitely do kind of feel one like again just pound very heavily into the flak armor on the side of your shoulder, like hard enough that it definitely like left a pretty solid impression to a degree, I would say. Combat actions, where is it? Cover examples. Okay, that's how that works. So that's how cover works in this game. Okay, got it.
We'll do it live.
Now it all makes sense. Okay, got it. Now I totally understand how cover works in this game. Now I can use it properly. All right, my bad. Yeah. So yeah, okay. We'll just go over to the next turn, which would be Big Kieran. Do you think, friend?
All right. Oh, almost went Scottish there. So this tuber up here, he looks important. Oh,
kind of
I'm not using my
important.
tool. He looks important. All right. Well, I want to shoot him in the face.
Fair enough.
Half aiming, semi-auto. With hacking with my buddy. Prescience. Does that give me any bonuses to?
Nice. Look at that. You go off the smoke. Well done.
Oops, that's wrong.
Very smart.
I was trying to read something, and it's
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. All right, hold up. I actually have my OnlyWar reference somewhere here. That's not it. Here it is. Got it. Okay.
Tell me of your psychic abilities.
Combat reference.
It's a
Blinded me with free science.
plus 8.
Plus 8. That's fantastic news.
Not bad at all, actually.
That's a 13, which makes it impossible for me not to hit him at least.
Well, unfortunately, you questioned the dice, and they decided to tell you, "Oh, it's impossible, huh?" Sorry, Terry.
You brought this
What?
on yourself.
I'm so
Roll
sorry.
20.
I'm sorry. That's unfortunate because
Well.
that's a really good combination of things. That should have been an easy hit, actually. I'm so sorry. Oh, this sucks, dude.
Nah, it wasn't the card. It's gonna be his turn though.
All right, Marius, do your thing.
Does anything happen to that or no? Just
Nope, just miss.
I have an idea, but I don't know how it works. So I'm trying to figure out how it works right now.
Why don't you tell us, and we'll work through it together.
I want to throw a frag grenade into this
All right.
into this cluster of 3 people that are.
So the
really
range is 3 times your strength bonus.
close. Right. And bonus should be. It's the bonus, not the.
Yeah, your bonus. Yeah.
My strength bonus is 3, so it's 9.
So-
Okay.
Yeah. So you can throw it.
I would not be able to get it there.
Nah, you'd have to move.
Oh god.
Auto is
What a-
meters.
Oh yeah, everything is.
It's 3 times your strength score, and that's the meters. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. If that
Oh.
makes sense.
The strength
Oh,
is
That's
yeah.
like ridiculously long. Maybe.
That's 30 times 390. 90 meters is the range.
1 second. Let me look.
Right.
I actually can tell you right now. Hold on, I have the reference up. Yeah, strength bonus times 3.
Bonus time for
Bonus time for
Yep.
Bummer. I'll just kind of pop up and shoot one of the close ones then. I think.
Go for it.
Just to keep it simple.
Regular bows, semi-auto. What you doing? What's the game plan?
I'm gonna have my buddy. Well, first off, yeah, everyone's gonna shoot because I'm gonna do the cover and fire thing again.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do a half aim, and I think I'll just do the standard fire again.
All right. You got rings cover moves. You get plus 20 to that, or plus 5.
Plus 5. And they don't have cover either.
Nope, they sure don't.
5 bonus. Nope.
Oof! Oh no, guys!
Yeah. Just goes over.
Oh no. So yeah, you send some fire off his way, and he definitely is feeling a little bit iffy about that, as it is now their turn. He is going to take a full action to run up here. His friend here, who is already there, will take he'll just kind of bring up a full aim. This guy kind of raises up his auto gun, gets a nice view down the sights, cocks back, and is actually going to, without aiming, half aim. He's going to just kind of try to open up on you guys a little bit. So it's minus. Okay, so I actually know how cover works now. So what's the minus from your cover fire thing again?
It just gets plus 10 to dodge.
Okay, plus 10 to dodge. Okay, so then in that case, it's just a flat roll to hit then, because that's the way that cover actually works.
But we got the I didn't remove it.
Oh, true. So yeah, so it's still a minus 30 then.
Yeah.
Well. Yep, that's what we expected from that. Honestly, just about. All things considered.
Nice to see the target 4 though.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? It's better than the minus something.
Yeah, the minus 30 is definitely helping you guys out a lot. Honestly, significantly assisting you, no question. This one here is going to try to do just the same thing, but rather than full auto bursting, he will try to just like. Get off like a nice semi-auto burst. He will bring his gun up, kind of just like, and again, you can kind of see as this one kind of just spraying. You see the sergeant over here just bark at them, just like, calm down and focus your fire, idiots. And so you see this one kind of just like take a deep breath. Okay. Like I almost feel like he's more nervous about the sergeant getting mad at him than he is about like you guys murdering him.
Seems accurate at this point.
Yikes. Still a miss. And then the other one will try the same thing. Still missed. Those chameleon line folks helping y'all out seriously, huh? And then the sergeant himself will kind of just move up to here, up on this little battlement here. And he will, you see him kind of raise up, like his hand kind of point very intently at this grouping of rocks here. And just like, they're right there! Shoot them! In order. Lenora, you're up. Oh, I got fucked up. Lenora, go. It's your turn.
With everything in the way, do I have eyes on him?
It's a little. You can kind of see like his head peeking over the battlement here, like his upper body. Because of the rock formation here, you can only see like the upper part of his body. So he'll get cover from where he is currently.
That's all I need. I'm casting spontaneous combustion.
Oh, okay. Well, you go on ahead and do that then.
Queen shit, man.
Damn it!
Guys.
You did get a +2 from chat, but I don't think that's even
I get a
enough.
+2 from chat?
Yeah.
Yes. So.
I don't know if it was meant to be malicious and not understand how we're using the +2.
No, it's totally fine. So if you take that, I'll take that as the opposite. So you would roll that down to a 55, which so you should just say because it wouldn't be enough for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wouldn't be.
Close though.
Yeah, I mean that's still just a half action, so I can do it again.
Do it again then.
Get him.
Mamma mia.
Fuck
Yeah,
you.
that one works. Yep. Yeah.
You're too loud for me. I want you to burn.
Damage, please.
Can we please make that a quote in chat?
Oh,
I
God!
want you to burn.
Oh! Yeah, so yeah, you just, like, he comes up on the thing and just like, they're right there, shoot it! Ah! It ignites in, like, just, like, greenish blue flame. And, like, I guess it burned for a very long time, but you are all kind of spent wondering just how hot that flame can be, because in just, like, 7 or 8 seconds, he is blackened bone. Like, there is nothing left of this guy. He just crumples.
Oh, that is why what I love to do much easier.
Damn, Lenore.
Yeah, I
Good
mean,
fucking job.
someone's getting shit done today.
I hope that doesn't break orders.
All right. Phaedra kind of looks at you, but just like doesn't say anything. Doesn't seem like he has a problem with that.
That breaks orders. What the fuck are we ordering her to do?
All right. One. The turret tries to take a shot over at you, Zigster. And now that I actually know how cover works and how to use these stat blocks, maybe it won't just horribly fuck up.
Maybe it will still, please.
Maybe it will.
Ramsay is still on my side, I feel.
Short range. Also, I should probably very quickly figure something out real quick. Because I want to know. Could someone do me a favor, and if they can, look up what the modifier Twin Linked does?
Sure.
I'm pretty sure it gives you like a reroll or a bonus to shooting.
Twin linked heavy bolter.
Yeah, I just didn't know what Twin Link does. The Twin Linked special quality.
The Twin Link gains a +2 to hit when fired and uses twice as much ammunition.
Okay, cool. This +2?
Plus 20.
Oh, plus 20. Okay.
Uses twice as much ammunition.
All right, and then Zig, you didn't move last turn, right?
That is correct.
You still have your Camino line, so the +20 from Twin Link is out by the -30 from Camino line, thus bringing that down to -10 to hit. So here comes a shot, full auto with that thing. It still missed a lot.
So Ziggy's just right there, not even paying any attention to the fact that a turret is firing on him.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, just it's going at it, you know. The other one down here makes the decision to fire down into the clump down here. Which of the two of you it hits, we'll figure out in just a moment. Well, if it shoots, all right. All right, if this does hit, it will hit over at Flint.
Oh boy.
Not your boy. Here we go. Let me see if I can actually get this thing to work. This still short range. Yeah. So again, off put by the -30 of the Camino line clip to remove. Okay.
Oh no, Flint!
It's okay though, because Flint has a decent amount of extra armor from being covered by the cliff. Unfortunately, that is a lot of damage.
Oh no, Flint!
Flint, no!
Hey, Turk, could you mind rolling me a dodge test real quick?
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Sure thing.
Don't worry, you're fine. This is for Flint.
There's another little thing on the Twin Linked that kind of has me more concerned.
Which
In
is?
addition, the weapon scores 1 additional hit if the attack roll succeeded by 2 or more degrees of success.
Oh no!
Oh, well,
Lastly, the weapon's reload time is double, so, you know, if we can get them out of ammo, then they'll probably...
Yeah, we're working on it, aren't we?
We're killing our comrade in the process.
I don't even know how to go about this. I feel weird. Yeah, I'm sorry to do this. So you and Flint are kind of in cover behind this very, very large rock, kind of trying to keep safe from this, from all the fire coming your way. You hear that heavy bolter round like exploding off into the side all around you. Flint kind of like just like again turns his shoulder for a bit. And as you kind of see him turn, like you turn for a bit, an explosion of just rock and smoke just goes off right near his head. And for a brief minute, you panic. You're like, oh god, there's no way he's surviving. His head just got torn off. And then you turn and see that Flint is on the ground, very much not dead, but very much in a lot of pain, given that his right arm is missing.
I'm sorry, but the foreshadowing was right.
I did just remember, we also would have had the minus 30 because Flint didn't move.
Oh no, I accounted for that. Don't worry.
Okay. I didn't see that in the roll.
Yeah, I put it in the modifier.
Because the modifier just has their BS is 40, and then it doesn't have the...
Oh, no, see, down it says modifier minus 10.
Oh, okay, they have plus 20 from that.
Yeah,
plus
right.
20 from Never mind. Okay.
So yeah, Flint's not dead yet, but he's not looking good for our good head.
Not having a grand time.
Not having a great time at all. And we'll figure that out in just a moment. As Zigster, it is your turn. But sorry, I just wanted to say real quick before that kicks off, because a couple things do happen at the top of the round. At the top of the round, Marius, your comm goes off. I want to ask, which of you said Remus has the squad's auspex, right?
Yep.
So Remus actually comes up and is like, all right, boss, we're getting pick feed from the overall competition. So he kind of pings you over, and you get to see like, a very large aerial view of this battle here.
Now.
There is. Hold on, let me get to the GM over there. Boop. Let me right there. Layer. Token layer. And then boom. Layer. Token layer. So yeah, you can see like just like the small sort of like pings that indicate like the sort of the squads of your your main support force. They're kind of just like pushing up with their chimeras. You can hear one of the infantry commanders come up and just say like, "We're moving up. We're taking an incredible amount of fire. This competition is very well defended. They have, dear God, is that a Layman Russ?" And then you hear just a very resounding. It's kind of hard to tell over the comm, given that it's kind of broken up, but you do hear just tell me things are going better for you guys up there.
Nope.
Nope, people are dying. It's going poorly. And you can see that like a little squad marker comes up indicating that this chimera up right layer. This chimera here has been disabled, and that a squad has come out. You kind of get a small indicator, like a little bar indicating like how many active members of the squad are functional, and it's normally a good solid 10 out of 10. You see that there are 6 indicators left in that squad, and the rest of the squad are still kind of moving up, just like. We don't have the firepower to deal with these tanks at this point. If you can send an air barrage, some support, something.
We have artillery support, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Order an artillery barrage on that stuff.
Command check real quick, Marius. I'd like to order a
any modifier?
As it's I believe a modifier at this moment. Plus 20.
Oh, sweet.
Oh yeah. You switch over your comm to the base for a minute, and almost just like they were waiting and ready for you. Just like it's like this is Earthshaker on station. Got a full boost of battery ready for a barrage. Transmit coordinates. You can ping on the map where you'd like to see that barrage hit.
Where are the bad guys?
All those red markers anywhere on the map are bad dudes.
Okay. Let's do that one.
Yeah. So the Earthshaker kind of fires in like a line. It's kind of like a trailing barrage. So it'll kind of go like here-ish, like so, kind of just like cleaving through this path here.
Or could I do like that? Can I pick the line, or is the line is always from the angle they're going?
Oh no, whatever you want, dude. It's like that.
Yeah.
Cool, no problem. So yeah, you transmit the coordinates. There's a bit of a bleep of static. He just says, transmitting. All right, we're spotting. Give us a few minutes.
Few minutes, great.
Bring us back over here to the fray, and Zig, you are up.
All right, so just need that. I have this nifty little talent that I picked up called Ferric Summons.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm gonna be a little bit of a magpie, and I'm going to get my chainsword without actually compromising my position.
Now, if I'm correct, because I've read Fairy Summons before, there's a limit on how much weight you can lift towards me, right?
That is correct. That is 2 kilograms per my willpower bonus.
And your willpower bonus is 3? So that's 6 kilograms. How much does a chainsword weigh? Let's find out, kids. I actually should say that somewhere.
Oh, I have one on me. I think
It weighs exactly 6 kilograms. Look at that. look at that. So yeah, you kind of hold up your mechadendrites for a bit, like with one of your hands, and like there's like a weird kind of like hum of electromagnetic energy for a bit. As out of like this guy kind of like his skeleton kind of got like frozen in that pose. Like off of the back, kind of like a wiggling from the back. The chainsword flies off of the back and like scatters the like ashy skeleton like off to the wind. Chainsword flies out across the thing and just lands directly in your hand, and now you have a chainsword.
Mine now.
There you go, all yours. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I guess that counts as a half action then. Okay, well then, I'm gonna take another half action, and then let me just load this up properly. Still short range, no aim, and semi-auto. Let's see, really good range on somebody. Let's go for that one.
Go for it.
Let's see, does he have any modifiers for being in any form of cover? No. Okay.
Oof. Close, but no cigar, unfortunately, as just this guy's like just like running with his head low, just like dodging bullets, and he's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. The life of a traitor soldier. Taman, hit it, friend. Or don't hit it.
Panic. Okay.
Hit the panic.
Fine. Yeah, seriously, no. I see this happen. Flint's on the ground now, like spouting blood like the Titanic sinking, and I'm just gonna fucking run over here half action, and with the other half action just see what I can do. Like,
Give me Medicaid?
Yeah. Where are you at? There you are.
Close.
That was
Yeah, you run over, you like baseball slide down there, sort of like trying to catch him up. You like even like order,
I look up at Kieran, cover me.
yeah, just like be covered, please. And you kind of you get a bunch of supplies. You pull out some sin skin, and then you think like, no, that blood flow's way too much. And so you pull out like just like a heated rod, basically. You look I'm sorry for this. And you press that rod in the arm just as hard as you possibly can. He screams really, really loud in an insane amount of pain. But you manage to cauterize the wound well enough and then apply some sin skin over it. He is stable for now. Still an insane amount of pain and probably not going to be conscious too much longer. But
not dying.
Not dead.
You get him out of here, all right?
Gotcha.
Anything else for you? Is that all, Taman?
I think that's all I can do, probably.
Fair enough. Lower group. Let's start doing some. So yeah, with their sergeant dead and kind of deciding just like, this is looking pretty fucked. These two, you can hear footsteps approaching the cliffside. Just like very rapidly. Like they appear to have drawn melee weapons and are just running for you guys.
They're trying to charge full force. Gotcha.
Let me quick do a fellowship test if you don't mind. Stupidity dies together. This guy here just hops on over the barricade and is just like, to war! And him and his friend do the same thing.
Run into the smoke.
Through the smoke.
And that's that group. Kieran, you're up.
He's just gonna turn, see these guys running. This is gonna be a short range, even with that. And he's gonna look down, take care of him, and he's gonna unpin a frag grenade and basically drop it right at their feet there.
Hey, go for it, friend. Give me. Roll the hit.
Oh, that was scary.
Actually, yeah, it lands.
All right. 15.
Yeah. Like, so you can hear like, here, I can even make this work. I can make this work thematically. You feel me? Oh, here we go. You ready for this? Here we go. So hold up. So you're like, you hear something that sounds kind of just like, and then after a while you hear just like a bunch of just like a guys just like group up and they're kind of just like running just like ah! And eventually you kind of just like, and there is a and just like a torso just goes flying over the hills, like the hillside, and both these guys just get fucking just plastered. They're not getting up anytime soon. It's not
That's what I figured. Then that was without aim. Shit. No, that wasn't half aim. Never mind. That's my turn.
Nailed it. Maris. You do again see another ping. This is again on the squad centric comms, on the commander centric comms, and it's definitely from the Eagle Wing. This is 3 for Eagle Wing coming in. How are you guys doing over there?
Rough. These
Yeah,
turrets are really taking our ass.
They had A ready for us. There's some Franklins up here too. It's getting messy.
Cover yourself.
We'll push through. Your turn.
Everything going terrible.
Only
going to plan.
Yeah.
Also, Benin does come over here with you, by the way, because he is not unable to walk.
I'm gonna take a play out of Kieran's book, and I'm also gonna throw a frag grenade at these running guys. I'm gonna do an aim and have Remus also help me on that. And that's just a ballistic skill check, right?
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna use one of the other weapons for
That's
that.
fine. Not a problem.
Half aim, and then him, and that should be everything there. Yay! Not a complete failure, and then that's just 2d10s.
Yep. 2d10 plus something, right? I think.
2d10. No, it's just 2d10 straight up.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, still more than enough though.
Crack grenades are plus 4.
Oh wait, they do have a little bit of armor though. So yeah, you throw the grenade perfectly. It lands directly. Those two see it though, unlike the other two, and they kind of like this one guy here. He turns and like shoves his friend back out of the way, and then just like vaporizes in the explosion from the grenade. You don't even like see where the body ends up. This guy dies. This guy here just takes a good chunk of wounds.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope. Well, cover and fire again.
Yeah, true. Other squad goes. These guys, realizing that, like, things are going poorly, seeing the charge kind of easily faltering, this guy here, being the only voice of wisdom, will just kind of give the call to start falling back. This guy here will dip over to here, and his two friends will kind of offer covering fire. Oh, no, sorry, actually, no. These two will just run, actually. They'll just run up here. He'll finish his run to go here. And then these two here will kind of just offer the covering fire to kind of keep them on the fallback.
You mean Overwatch?
Yeah, that's it. Let me do. Where is it? Here it is. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna just have them. So yeah, this guy just kind of again aiming down here down at you guys, realizing that like again with these community line close, there's just no way possible I could there's to hit you guys normally.
All right,
it's fine. Don't worry about it. The force field. Sorry, I just found that funny. No, it's okay. Listen, it's okay, man. I'm here for it.
Dreams.
Coming over at charge. Still minus 30 because reasons. That's a miss. This one's coming over at. I don't know why I rolled that. Ignore that entirely. And then coming one more time over at. Over here at. I guess this one will be over at you, Zixter. Still a miss. And with that, we go to Lenora.
These guys are both dead, right?
This guy here has like a couple wounds left. He's not dead. Like you can see, like he's like shambling himself back on his feet. He looks kind of like stunned, like he doesn't really know what's going on. So he's looking for his gun.
That's truly unfortunate for him.
I'm not dead yet.
Not dead yet. I'm rolling that combustion.
Hey, combust then.
I'm failing combustion.
That's unfortunate. Well, you have to actually do the other one.
I'm doing it again. Let's see.
Oh no!
That's tragic.
That's unfortunate. Like this guy just like feels like a heat manifest above his head.
You know what? I got the commander. That's all that matters.
Oh, fucking rigid, dude. Jesus, that guy had armor and everything. Holy fuck! It's fucking brutal. Not just trying to live his life. Command his troops. And he just fucking conflagrated him. They're in the fucking burning man. Jesus.
Just standing conversation with Phaedra's just help cover, basically.
Yeah. At the one, the tarantulas spool up again.
Whoop.
This one is going to target. He's actually going to go a little bit further down the hill, try to like aim. I guess I can't really see them very well. So yeah, I think it's going to kind of go here. As for which of the three it's going to aim at. In this case, it's going at Flint.
No.
No, Remus. No, Flint's down already. It's Remus.
I was like, why? Why
Thank you for
Why are we
Confusing tokens. I didn't put nameplates on. This is confusing for me sometimes. now the character sheet won't load because Roll20 hates me. It's just, you know what? Here we go. Okay, we got it.
It's fine. Thank guys, we can get Laura and flirt with everyone.
Making Laura your new comrade?
I mean,
Modifier minus 30 because you have to move, but then plus 20 because twin links. And then, so minus 10.
Oh no.
There are 4 hits.
Why do you roll below 10 every time on that?
I don't know, I'm sorry.
Pocket launcher spared me in this next mission.
Yeah. Dodge?
Yeah, do you want to dodge, friend?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know how Remus dodges.
Just roll. Yeah, no, you can roll a dodge for yourself, and then I'll apply it as him.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm gonna be rolling damage. Okay, now we actually figure out what dodge does. Give me a second.
Hold up. I think from what I've read, I think there's certain things that may or may not work.
Yeah, hang on. Skill descriptions. Dodge?
But I think it's just like attack negate, basically.
Yeah, let's see. What dodge skill? Each user that uses the dodge test cancels 1 hit from the attack. Okay, yeah, so you canceled 1 hit. So it only hit you 3 times then. Here comes the first one. Second one. Third one. Thankfully though, he does gain more AP because of the cover. Half cover gives him. So this is why it's actually good to know what cover actually does, because otherwise he'd just be fucked here. But this is the benefit of actually knowing what this shit does. I can actually be like, oh yeah, right. So because he's in some cover, let's see. Sandbags, the ice trees, consider bags, engage, broccoli, thick iron, stone. Oh yeah, he's fine. Oh yeah, he's fine. He only takes he does still take some damage, so he does still go down to injured, but he's not like debilitated or anything like that. He's just hurt. So like
all his arms.
Another crew of like chunk of rockcrete just like comes up as like bullets just like start hailing into them. One of them does impact, like not so much in like kind of grazes him, but thankfully it kind of does keep going for a bit before it explodes. Because again, bolter rounds explode on the target they hit. So thankfully, because if that thing decided to detonate on Flint's or on Remus's torso, he would have just been torn away. But yeah, he is injured now. Great. Zixter, go.
All right. Huh. So, yeah, I saw that happening. Who am I going to aim at? I'm guessing the one in the cloud, the smoke's still standing.
Yep, just barely.
So, yeah, I'm just going to casually half aim over at him. And semi-auto.
Semi-auto for the guy with 2 wounds left?
Why not?
No
Double that.
mercy.
I'm not telling you how to live your life, all right? I'm here to say yes.
Modifiers for him being in the cloud of smoke.
Is still a minus 20, right, Turk?
Yeah, minus 20.
Minus 20, yeah.
Okay.
Roll damage twice.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, pretty close, just believe it or not, given the way his armor worked out. But yeah, you just. I'm kidding. It wasn't close at all. Like he's kind of like stumbling around for his gun. He ducks. He feels like some like intense heat building up over his head. He's like ducks down, just like a poof of fire going. Just like, oh god, oh god. And he's like looking around for more. Finally finds his rifle. It's just like, okay, finally, cut him just through the forehead. And he just, yes, poor guy, I guess. I admire his confidence at least. Anything else from you, Sig?
No, like I said, that was a half aim and a semi-auto. That's all I need.
10 men, do it.
Okay. Can I move Flint out of the open?
My order to Flint would have been to go with her.
Okay. Yeah, back to the corner where it is safe.
Got you. Go ahead.
So yeah, if I have to help with that, that's fine. If not,
no, he can walk. He's in a lot of shock. So you might want to like move with him to make sure he can like doesn't like stumble over or anything. But he can walk.
Okay. Well, that's good. So he's not dying and out in the open. Okay, is Remus like still like functional? Is he fine? Okay. Alright, just covering all of the bases.
Just being the medic.
Yeah, I mean, what do you gotta do? Except I might actually go over to that corner anyway. Just so I can actually aim at these guys over here. Because I feel like, at least with that rock formation here, it's gonna be really hard to see. So yeah, I'm just gonna go 3 spaces over. And let's try to go for this guy at the end right here.
Go for it.
And tell you what, we're just gonna go with Semi real quick. Why not?
Do it.
Alrighty.
That's it.
Alright. Full damage.
Nice. Damage. Yep. Righteous Fury. Yeah. So thanks to your Righteous Fury crit, because that normally it's actually is like pretty decent like half cover for a bit, but like you kind of just like you kind of like take the aim and just like hold it for a bit. You're just like waiting for it. The moment you see like a twitch of motion, you just like let off a full trigger volley, like just like 3 or 4 shots. Just like also forgetting to use the soundboard. Come on, Fox, you gotta do better than this. So yeah, you just like let off a quick little volley of blasts from that. This guy just takes it just right in the middle of like the throat, just like grabs at it for a little bit and just falls over, slumped over. Like you can see like his head just like slumps over the the side of the rock creek thing, and he is definitely looking not alive anymore.
Bye.
Rest in piss, dude.
Alrighty.
This group is dead. So Kieran.
Okay, Kieran's he can run. And what is this situation here? Is this like a blockage, or is that like
it's like a half wall. You can pretty easily hop over if you want to.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna do this where I'm on the half wall. I'm putting the half wall between myself and those guys up to my
go for it
north.
Mm-hmm.
Running.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be my turn. Moving in position.
And I guess are you leaving? Are you gonna leave?
Yeah.
Leave over there?
I give Flint a thumbs up, and just like go to the other. Come on, this thing ain't gonna take itself, is it? And
all right. Well, you got a point. It's not gonna take itself. Sir Marius, you're up.
All right. Kind of getting Remus down out of covering up. Right. Yeah, we got to move out. Get out of range of those turrets. I'm just gonna kind of sprint up and follow Kieran, and I'm gonna get in this smoke. I find is my plan.
Fair enough. Do it.
And kind of take Remus with me and have him follow behind me in the smoke.
Yep.
Getting ready to charge in with my chainsaw. So I'm starting to rev it up in the smoke.
You got it. And now we'll go up to this group again. These two guys are definitely going to just finish their run to go away.
Bye.
Away.
They go inside the building. Yeah, that's the wrong layer. Whoops. There we go. They go inside the building to go away. This guy here, being the literal last guy outside, just throws his gun down and throws his hands up. Yeah, and so then that's just kind of that for a bit. That's all he has. He throws his gun and throws his hands up and just like waits. Now, granted, the only person who seems to be surrendering right now is him. Everyone else ran inside. And the turrets are definitely still online. But you do notice that as he kind of throws his hands up, he does take a second to kind of just be like, you see him kind of say something into the comms, and then the two tarantulas over here on the side just kind of power back down. Tarantulas are offline, and this guy is just surrendering. And Lenora, you're up. You're gonna let him on fire, aren't you?
I mean, we've established that we don't care about surrender.
Whatever you'd like to do, have fun.
Cowardice, we say. Gets burned the first time. You know what? I'm mad.
The wolf is not feeling you today.
Damn it!
Oh, jeez.
Second verse worse.
The worst that you got the big guy. You're good.
You gotta chill. You're doing too much today. You gotta relax. You already had your moment. Zig, it's you.
All right. So let's see. The turrets are stopped firing, but yeah, Ziggy's not really moving. He's just taking this time to examine his new chain sword, making sure it's all fine. Checking the machines there, making sure that the previous owner didn't screw with it too badly.
It might be a little charred up.
It's limited because most simple devices like chainswords don't have very intense machine spirits, but there is sort of still a sense of hunger you get from it, a thirst for battle, and because of that, it sort of never really felt ignored by his last ruler, because even though he's just a regular guy, he did still use him in battle a fair bit. You know? So it's a relatively appeased chainsword.
Well, I must at least commend them for keeping it in good condition. Alright. Yeah, just gonna swing down on his back, get up, hearing that there's no gunfire going, and he's just going to calmly make his way towards the staircase like there's nothing wrong.
I mean, fair enough. At this point, you guys don't need to worry about moving, for your turn. You guys can just move as you want because there's no one directly shooting at you. But do let me know where you are moving to as you do so. And I will go ahead and end the action temporarily.
Kieran's gonna stack up here.
Just by the door?
Yeah.
All right. You kind of plop yourself against the door and take a little peek over. You see some shadows, some movement going on inside. But that's you can't really directly tell if they're just individuals moving around, more soldiers. You don't really know. The rest of you?
I mean, probably just gathering the homies together. Maybe gonna move, back over here. All the wounded homies. I don't know if I should have control over Benin, but I don't right now.
I got you.
Oh, okay.
I think Marius is gonna go over to deal with the guy surrendering, but before he's gonna do that, he's gonna look over at Kieran and like from back to Flint to Kieran. Can I make like a scrutiny check?
Sure.
Against Kieran, I don't know. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to, as a commander, I'm not good at it, but I think in character he's trying to see, squad mate saw their squad mate die next to him, or we get his arm blown off next to him.
Just like make sure he's okay.
Make sure he's okay.
How's my homie doing?
Yeah, sure.
It's gonna fail, but I'm gonna do it.
I will also take just like a regular fellowship test, by the way. Like you don't have to roll scrutiny.
Oh, fellowship. I got that for days.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
How do I roll just fellowship?
Click on fell above the 25.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go.
All right. Looks good to me. Yeah, so I don't know. Kieran, how are you feeling right now? Why don't you go ahead and fill us in?
Well, he's feeling a bit on an island in a lot of ways. Definitely concerned. Like he's definitely like raring to shoot something. Seems to be his zen place. So he's kind of like looking at you, like waiting for the order, and he's clutching a frag grenade, like ready to pull it. Like,
yeah. I think Marius in my head expected you to was going to be like, yeah, you can execute this guy because clearly he controlled these drones and fuck him. But if you're doing that, he'll nod to you to throw the grenade in there, and he's just going to blast pistol this guy surrendering, and then order everyone to kind of get around the door.
I'll wait, but I will kind of like knock on the side of the door. Howdy, neighbor. Just just drop down. Wonder if you had any extra rations.
Just to the door?
Yeah, just around the door.
Give me a second.
I've seen somebody
Can I
open
borrow some eggs in these trying times?
Okay, so an individual does kind of here. And you know what? Let me go ahead and just give y'all the internalized view real quick. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So you peek inside for a second. You peek inside, and this one guy, definitely a soldier, comes up to the door, and he has a friend with him, kind of like right here-ish. Let me right there.
Mm-hmm.
And he they kind of don't hear everything you're saying at first. They kind of just hear the knock on the door, like assume like something's going on. They come to the door, and they're like, "Do you? Are they dead?"
I'm going to. What Kieran's gonna do is he's gonna pull the pin, grab this guy by the belt, like basically chuck it in his shirt and try to give him a kick.
Okay, just give me whatever role you feel like would be appropriate for that. Honestly.
Well, given it's less than.
Because you're not. Fairly.
It is a point blank roll here. We'll do no aim because I like to live dangerously.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. If you want to do an attack roll, if you want to do if you want to do to literally do just oh, I mean,
you
okay.
know what?
I rolled a 2 on a 94. I have 10 degrees of success.
Yeah, we'll take that. Yeah, we'll go with that. So yeah, you drop. Don't even roll it. Just you get max damage for this. Fuck roll. You grenade for a little bit. You give it a couple seconds. You're like a 4 or 5 second pin on these. So you're like 1, 2, 3, and just bump the guy back as hard as possible. He collapses right into his friend. They both hit the ground. You just hear a very resounding muffle just.
Ding, ding.
And there's some smoke flies out of the window here a little bit, and you're almost certain both those guys are chunks right now. And I think
never do.
Let's go ahead and grab. So yeah, Marius, you're gonna go ahead and execute the prisoner, I assume.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that as you like.
You want me to roll? I'm just gonna last.
Looking up, he's just please, we didn't ask for this. We just follow orders.
So do we.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And I think with that profound bit of poetry, we'll go and take one more super quick break. and then we'll slide back in a minute. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's been a great time. We'll be right back after these brief commercial messages. Spree, take us out whenever you feel like it. There's Spree. There's Spree. And we are back to bring you to the conclusion of session 2 of In His Divine Name, the Neon Lights roleplay, actual play Twitch campaign where we play games. That's that. We're gonna go with that for now.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, it's not an incorrect statement.
Accurate.
So here, I'm actually gonna even. I guess after a few minutes, this smoke will probably clear away, right? I imagine. So.
It is there for 16 rounds.
Ah, well, I guess technically it is still there then for a bit. Fuck it. If any of the, so I assume in the pause, the rest of you kind of like came up onto this battlementy area here, assuming. So feel free to do that as you would wish. What's it called? Come back here and help out Flint. Phaedra will kind of just like help out Flint as like they're moving up with Lenora. So keep track of the rest. Oh yeah.
Oh wait.
I'm not leaving
I
him.
still can't move, but it feels
Super
bad, man.
Super dead.
Help.
Super dead.
Okay.
All right.
Ziggy's just looking over at Flint and just like, I know a person who can get you a very good. It's that.
Flint just kind of like
gonna look at him.
kind of looks and just doesn't say much. You know, for someone who was like screaming bloody murder a few minutes ago, he's awkwardly silent again. Flint has 2 moves: hiding and quiet.
Yeah, I mean, like, Taman is like, whenever we get the chance, is gonna perform Medicaid checks on, our 2 still wounded people, monitoring Flint for shock as well, because if he is not in shock, that is surprising. And yeah.
Yeah, so you get some communique from you get an incoming communique from a couple different things. The first thing that happens is we'll check back on the actual comm station battle. You can see that most of the chimeras have managed to push up a decent bit. However, and that's always good news. Unfortunately, all is not well, as a few more have gone dark. And thus, there are a few more squads out on the field. At this point, it looks kind of clear that like everyone's dismounted their chimeras and is now like, making their way forward. Let me put these guys on the right layer so you can see them. Shout out to whatever random Reddit post I found, by the way, that had all these top-down Warhammer 40k model tokens, because I super needed these a lot. Thank you, Reddit. You did it for once. So yeah, these guys are looking not the best at only 6 out of 10 there guys left. This squad here has 8 left. You are still getting around, taking in casualty rates. It doesn't look too bad overall, with the exception of this squad here has gone kaput. So you get more communications from the rest of the squad, just saying like, it's like, we're pinned down heavy out here. The Lima Russes are coming in a bit too intensely. We might want to pull back.
This is me. What's pinning you down? What seems to be the problem?
Well, the good news is that barrage you called in came pretty good and cleared off most of those tanks already, and that bunker to the left is already broken open. Unfortunately, the competition itself is being held down too far. They've got turrets, looks like. Heavy bolters.
Or artillery.
All right. So you call in another
I don't know
artillery.
why you stopped the artillery.
Yeah, I don't know why they did either.
Go ahead and give me another.
They follow orders. They don't have initiative to do the next step.
Go ahead and give me another command roll of some kind.
Sure. Any modifier on this one as well?
Let's get plus 10 for this one. Still works, yeah. So go ahead and place your target wherever you want to. They kind of just come back in and just go like, we're giving them every shell that we have, but we're gonna start running to our reserves pretty soon.
We'll commission more. We'll order more. I don't know. I don't know how big a line I got. I kind of want to get this. I don't know. Is it the tanks and the turrets?
Yeah, but if the line you want is as long as you want it to be.
Okay.
Also, give me 1 second. Okay, back. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that line is perfectly fine. Yeah, so they will say they translate your coordinates. They say, "All right, Alta Barrage, keep fire." So they tell you that they're going to keep the fire trail going without having to like load up a new barrage and re-coordinate. They're kind of just going to like try to basically trail their fire from over here over onto your target point. Basically, is the game plan. So I say like give it a few more moments. It shouldn't take too long. And we'll head back over here to the LP.
Stay in cover, wait for the artillery to loosen them up.
Roger that. Defensive formation. Get in behind the Chimeras. And they start just kind of pulling in back towards the tank, towards their assault vehicles to move forward. Back over here at the listening post. You've been listening for a little bit, and after that, so Kieran does this cool jujitsu grenade technique to take out 2 people, which was pretty badass. You see the smoke clear, and you are very, very keenly aware that there are absolutely more soldiers in there. You guys know what happens now. You want to say it?
They just die.
Somebody want to say it, or do I say it?
I think you should say it.
I throw a smoke grenade in. And
Initiative?
Roll initiative, please, my loves. Thank you. I would appreciate.
Make sure to grab your character again.
Is the turn order up for us to grab?
Matt, make sure the turn order is cleared.
I will clear it.
Can we reposition for this, or?
Yes, of course you can reposition if you want. It's fine.
Stack up.
Yeah, I want to stack up.
Damn, son. That's the wrong button. I'm looking for it. I'm looking for this. Hiya! All right, cool. Everybody in?
Yep.
Sending order. All right, Taman and Marius. Which of you had the higher agility score?
30.
34.
Taman, you're up first.
Okay. I don't know how hopeful that is. Okay. I guess we're just gonna... Yeah, just howdy neighbor coming on into the doorway and gonna shoot. I don't know.
Yeah, do the shooting thing.
It's fine. We're just gonna stick with Simi again. Why not? Why the fuck not? We're gonna go over to that guy. And that's why not. This is fine.
It's totally fine.
Well,
did you do your close range? Because you're probably in pretty close range.
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, I think you're in short range right now, so I'm pretty sure you're a little bit closer in than short range, which would have still been a failure for you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But good to know for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next. So there's Taman and Benin. There's Zig. There's Flint. Where the hell did Remus go?
Is he under the smoke? He was under the smoke. He's like right here, and I don't think.
There he is.
I found him.
The smoke cloud is blowing away.
Don't worry.
Well, I mean, speaking of the smoke cloud blowing away, I hope you didn't delete that.
Oh, you're gonna
I think I'm gonna turn
God
it.
fucking damn it. Okay, it's fine.
Smoke in here.
Where are you throwing that?
I want to get it just in the door so that we kind of can.
All right. Go ahead and give me the hit.
That's just another ballistics roll.
Pretty short range, obviously, so you get like the plus 10.
I'll do a name on it too.
Yeah, go for it. Yep. So yeah, that just kind of sticks in right around here-ish.
I'm hoping just to kind of cover that corner at this kind of point. Yep.
Yeah, makes sense. There we go. Nice and smoke looking.
and I'm just gonna issue the covering fire, but just by saying, check your corners, clear.
Lenora! Go be a pyromaniac again.
We'll see if the warp is working in my favor now, because I'm not gonna do combustion yet. I am doing pre-science.
Rations! Give it to him. Make it happen. Make it a reality.
No,
Nope.
apparently.
Rations is not happening today.
You know what? I have my gun.
You have gun.
I have
I
to
have-
do.
I have gun.
I have gun. You're half right. You're
All right. Remember to add +5 because Phaedra is still aiding you.
excellent.
Are you normaling, semi-autoing, full autoing?
Normaling, since I already used the half action.
Go for it then.
I don't know how to add the +5. But
When you
hit, it failed.
Oh yeah, when you hit it, it'll ask you for a modifier. You just say +5.
It doesn't ask me for a modifier when I hit.
Really? When you click on it, like click to hit, it doesn't say like
Yeah,
modify.
it just automatically rolls it.
Huh? That's strange. I will look into that. Well, so much for that then. Anything else, Lenore?
No, that was both of my actions. There's a hit mod at the bottom. That's probably where.
The Kieran, go.
Alright. Gonna turn. Come on, Fire Eyes, you wanna live forever? Gonna half move in 3 spaces there.
Yep. You get there.
And tell you what. We got some people here. I'm gonna take a pot shot at this fella. So no aim.
Beside you, and like with the one good arm he has, kind of slings his arm up onto the console in front of him, and just like, I got it, boss. Don't worry. But he was definitely not feeling too great. Like, you're pretty certain that this is like just adrenaline keeping him up at this point.
It's gonna be short range, certainly. Oof, alright. Damn, alright. That's just a single shot,
hit.
though. So that is gonna be 14 damage with
Yep.
the +2.
Yep. And with the 14 is enough to go through his wounds. So yeah, you hit this. You can step right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you kind of you pick up, you and Flint just kind of in a very keen barrage of fire. You aim up, and the guy kind of looks up and is just like, like kind of just like, huh? And then and you blast at him. Couple hit him in the chest. He kind of just like falls over onto the ground below the thing. You can see he's still kind of scrabbling for his gun. So you get the feeling that maybe he's not dead, but he does not look good. Speaking of which, they're up. So he will come and move back here. He will move back here. And a guy coming up here by the windows. And these two will go. He'll go there by the window, kind of cover. He will take a full action to just run over here. And then these guys can still do some shooting. So they will do that. Let's see. What is the range right now? If you'll allow me just a moment. Oh, well, that's something. Standard. No aim because you can't. Boop. Oof, lucky you. So yeah, like you see this guy here just kind of brings up and just racks a heavy shotgun. Just, but Flint kind of just like falls back enough. You and Flint kind of both fall back just enough that that it doesn't actually manage to hit you, Kieran. It just kind of like chunks into that. This console right in front of you just goes up in a shower of electronics and plastic and small metals. You're kind of just like, okay, yeah, that could have been my face.
You're gonna piss off the tech priest like that.
And then he will, it's this guy here who does not have a shotgun, will turn and try to just put up a good, nice little spray. In this case, he will not go for Kieran as he thinks his friend already has you pinned down. So he will kind of aim for one of the two people in the doorway. You. You did move. What's that? That is a single hit.
Roll that dodge. Roll that dodge. Roll that dodge, please. Roll that dodge. Roll
Yeah,
that
roll
dodge.
dodge.
Roll
Definitely roll dodge.
I'm gonna roll it.
With the +10.
With the +10? Okay.
Yeah, please roll that dodge.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Well,
Okay, it is 0.
Target 0.
the good thing
I
is,
don't know. I put
Yeah.
10 in the modifier. I don't know why I did that. I don't know, man.
Here's the question.
You're not trained in dodge. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we all be trained?
yeah,
in
you all
dodge?
think that's by
Oh,
default.
are we?
Yeah, you know,
I don't know.
it's fine. Tag on train. Try it
I
again.
put points.
We're
in there.
learning as we
Oh,
go.
that-
What
Okay, we're all-
I don't know. Imagine knowing how to play this game. It could
Honestly.
be me.
Impossible.
Okay, well, I mean, that roll actually would succeed with trained at that point then, because the target wasn't 34.
Oh, okay. So then you succeed by 1. So you remove the 1 hit. So yeah, you just like comes up with the auto gun, and you just dive out back to the doorway as opposed to go flying out of the door at you. Good dodge too, because that would have been a lot of fucking damage. And then this guy here will try to just like, he actually can't really see much from his angle. He will try to hit down here at you, Sir Marius, if I'm capable of rolling hits. Capable. I don't actually know. We'll see. He will do the. He already moved, so he can't half aim. So, boop. Nope. And next guy did the same thing. Oh, I got 2. Cool. You want to dodge? Go for it. Oh, sorry, I got 1 hit. Yep, you crit.
Let's send
You
the
super crit.
blast back at him.
You rolled a literal 1. The lowest you can possibly roll.
You actually just do
yeah.
some Matrix shit. Yeah, exactly.
You're offended right back.
Like it's like slow-mo came of like Marius turns his head just like bullets.
Oh, they're using autocannons? Oh, wow.
And yeah, so that's really it. I guess this guy will try to shoot over here at you, Lenora, but it is through the smoke. He'll do that. He'll try that. He'll give that a shot.
I haven't moved either, so that's
Oh, that's even worse. Can he even hit you then? Oh,
I don't know.
I didn't move either.
Oh, in which case then, yeah, I don't even. Hold up. Can he?
Waste that.
Nope, he can't hit you actually. It's impossible for him to hit you. So yeah, he just kind of like breaks the hole a little bit, trying to see if he can just like find out what's going on with the smoke. It's not working out so well. Zigster, go.
So yeah, I'm just gonna be poking around the corner here, aiming for this man right here. So, yeah, half aim with the last carbine. Yeah, that's still short range. Alright. Fire. He has cover, doesn't he?
Yeah, but that only matters for he gets extra AC. Cover just gives you extra AC. It doesn't give you a change to hit. That's 2 hits.
All right.
Give me 2 damage rolls. Okay, technically 3 damage rolls then. Yeah. So you start just like trailing up. The first like hit or 2, like the first like round or 2 of it hits the the console here. You kind of trail that fire upward as he's kind of like looking up to kind of get hit on you. You hit his auto gun actually, shatter it. It explodes in his hand. Kind of like you see like his right hand just blow up in a big fleshy cloud. But he doesn't even get the chance to scream because that second and third round just like here and here, and he just and just falls over again. And that's it for this guy. Let's see if I can actually move over to get things done. On up. Come on, roll 20. Come on, roll 20. Hold up. I'm just gonna move him real quick so I can do this. There we go. Anything else, music?
No, that's it. That's all my turn.
Top of the round. Taman, hit it.
All right. Yeah, we're just gonna Well, she doesn't really know those guys are over there at the window, I guess. But she knows this could, yeah.
Oh, no, you can see the guy's windows. You can see them. No question.
Oh, you can see him from there? Okay.
You can see the
yeah.
guys in the window.
She knows, yeah, walking in with not a whole lot of place to run for cover yet is not a super smart idea. So she is just going to aim for this guy back here then. We'll do full aim this time. And give this a shot.
Do you?
Why? Why did the dice hate me?
Oh, did you add your +5 from what's it called?
Oh, I did not, but I don't think that it's still a fail though.
68. Yeah. Oh, just shot.
Yeah.
Oh, tragic. Oh no. All right, Marius.
I again issuing the cover and fire, and I'm gonna run in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna plan on just getting into the smoke here. 3, 6, 9, and just try and hide myself in there.
Okay.
Getting ready with the chainsaw.
Gotcha. Not a problem. Anything else? Madam Lenora?
Okay, so which one was it that had the shotgun? Was it this guy or this guy?
This guy.
Yes, that guy has a shotgun.
What? I have eyes on this guy though. But, warp is still not. You know what? We're not going to test the warp today. We're not going to continue doing that because apparently I'm out of favor right now.
Chaos gods are not kind right now. It's okay. I mean, they never really are, to be honest. But you know.
We'll go ahead and we'll just do. Has this guy been hit yet? I remember.
No, he's not.
You know what? We'll do the semi-auto.
Everyone who has been hit is dead.
What? We'll do. Full aim, and you are within short range.
Sure are. Hot damn, that's 3 hits.
I should have blown him up.
Ain't that just the way?
Yeah. Honestly, if you want to roll damage, feel free. I don't think you necessarily have to this game, because you rolled damage 3 times. And there's no way
with those numbers.
Yeah, with his 10 wounds, he doesn't survive. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, he's dead. He's dead. Yeah. So you kind of just like again, you raise up that last carbine, you go for a nice like concentrated automatic burst on him. Semi-automatic burst. First shot kind of like sends him like moving a bit, kind of like get out of the way of it. But once he kind of comes out of that cover, you just 2 more shots right through his center mass, cuts to the stomach, realizing he has 2 holes in it, and like even like looks up at you for a brief second, and just falls over dead. And that's it for that guy. Kieran.
All right, Shotgun Man's gonna have some answers to his question about what happens if I shoot at this guy. So we're gonna half aim and pot shot him with 5.
That's 2 hits.
2 hits.
Give me the damage.
2 with aim.
Righteous Fury. Another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's,
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. So like, he like having racked the first shot, he's like, all right, I got him this time. He's like, he pulls up and just like eats a whole bunch. Like one goes like through the arm, drops the shotgun. The other one takes him like through the chest or something. Another one goes like through the eye hole. He's like, oh god! He falls over, he's like screaming in abject agony. He's not even on the ground screaming. Like
Flint shooting on top to keep him kind of suppressed, but like then we stop strategically, and Kieran's just leaning off down around the side of it and just pops him.
He's like, oh god! He's like on the ground, just like screaming all kinds of.
Oh, what a whiner!
His friend over here, and that was shotgun, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I knock him out.
Yes.
Stupid roll 20. Work with me here. There we go.
Oh.
All right. So yeah, there are only the guys in the windows left. This guy here is. I guess I better test this, huh? Yeah, That makes about as much sense. These guys? Huh? Okay. Yeah, okay, so these guys here both turn to start putting some shots down the way. This one here will go at... of course we're dropping dice. Love dropping dice. This one here will go at Tamon again, because, you know, might as well keep out the ones that are coming in rather than trying to focus on the one that's already here. We'll bring everybody. All right? Here comes that again. He's going to semi-auto. He didn't move this time, though, so he comes to half aim. But Tamon also didn't move last turn. So that would be minus 30. Missed. Second guy does the same thing. Also at minus 30. For a horrible. Actually, because he has an auto gun. Oh, yeah, 97 means I gotta check on. Hold up. Oh, fuck. Hold up. I don't have the dice on me right now. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So, this guy kind of comes around with his auto gun, like, kind of starts putting out, like, a whole burst of fire on you, Tamon, trying to, like, keep you suppressed in that corner. His friend thinks, oh, okay, I can help with that. Comes to bring out his gun, too. Starts firing. Here's a click, and it's like... boom! It just blows up in his face, and he fucking just... his whole facial area just is...
Bye!
He's not looking good. Which brings us to our last friend over here, who makes the smartest choice anyone here has made today and runs for his goddamn life. Just shattering of glass, is just like as he just breaks out of the breaks the glass here and just is like trying to make his way out for good. And there are no more contacts in the zone from what you can tell. I will bring you all out of initiative and stop the coolness.
Man, I wanted to burst through the window and chainsword him.
So yeah, he's gonna run off for a bit. You're all out of initiative now. You can do what you will. Around you is listening post Charlie, where you guys dropped in at. It is sort of mostly damaged. There are still a couple of screens that are functional. A few of them. You all sort of get various different, you can see there's some stairs leading up towards the roof, where you can you can get some vantage points if you want to. There is a small barracks level in the basement where there are like some beds you can beds you can look at. You can kind of tell that like there is no ambient battle. Like while there's definitely plenty of ambient battle going on, you're still shooting plenty of comms from the other larger battle. You do get the sense there is like a bit of a lull in the pace of things.
So where are the still intact consoles?
This console here is functional. This console here is functional.
Yep. So Zeg is just going to go right over there, take out a cord, connect one into the back of his neck, and the other to the console, and he's just going to start going down with.
I'm in.
Ziggy, we're going to come to you in just a moment. I want to know what the rest of you are doing as we come upon this final scene.
Hearing that guy run, I want to chase after him, pull out the rifle, and as he's running, I'm going to line up a shot.
Take the shot.
Let him run away.
Take the shot for me.
Can I do it? I assume this is like almost like out of initiative. Can I do a full aim?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can full aim. It's fine.
Leave no trace.
I'm just wait, give it the full like breathing, watching, eyeing it up. It's probably not getting to standard or long range though.
Nah, not that far yet.
Standard range at least though, probably.
Yeah, standard works. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Damage?
There.
Yeah. So and actually, thankfully, this guy still has some armor on. So you do aim with the las gun, and you kind of ping one off after him. You see it go through like the meaty part of his left leg. Like you could see the hole go through. You hear the scream go out. Just like a here. I got you. Hold up. Here we go. And then he kind of topples over to the ground and doesn't move for a bit. And you're like, all right, pretty solid. He'll bleed out there. You turn to go walk away for a bit. You see a bit of a twitch of motion. And you think like, oh fuck. And you turn back around to go sit at him again, and he's gone. And you're almost certain he doesnn't run that fast. He wouldn't be able to run that fast.
Yo, Star secret technique.
But as there anything else, or are you guys all gathering around this point?
Are we together? We never after that.
Again, just to mention, there are definitely the there's that barracks room downstairs for rest or things like that if anyone feels like they need it or whatever. There's also just like the roof you use to get a viewpoint and all different kinds of things. So if anybody wants to do any of that, let me know. That's totally fine.
Kieran and Flint will probably head up to the roof, given they have the rangefinders and the scanners, and they'll take a position there.
Makes sense. Probably a good time to just check now, huh? Oh, yeah, fair enough. As you go, you're telling Flint, Flint, let's go upstairs and get a look at this. Flint's like, all right, no problem. He goes to start rummaging around for his rage finder. He kind of stands up to go start walking, and you see him kind of stumble a little bit and just flump over.
Oh, hell. Medicate. He's down. Oh, no. Oh, boy.
You're without even having to go check on him, Taman. You're certain it's shock. Just all that adrenaline left in the body. There's no way to go through all that.
Hell. All right. Well. He's gonna take off the rangefinder, the rocket launcher tube, strap up, and just. Oh hell! I'll be outside. You keep care of him. Yeah.
All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Kieran heads outside. Tatum comes over to check on, make sure he's doing all right. And so as you're kind of doing that, Ziggy, you are plugging into this thing, and you're used to immersing yourself in a full digital suite when you jack into something. You're kind of able to pick and piece your way through different things as needed. Gathering, cool, gotcha, no problem. Gathering different things, gathering different pieces of information as Lenora and Kieran go up on the roof just to check out things, get some scouting, get some looks. You two do manage to look over and kind of just see again. You gotta get a look over. You can see the valley from where you guys are. It is definitely still super intense fighting, but from what you can see, the guard have kind of fallen back and got themselves in some covered positions. And they're just kind of trying to put down fire. The Chimeras have come up and are providing some covering fire where they can. There's a barrage happening, but overall, it just seems like for the haze of combat, general stalemate. There's just going to be a while before they push any further than that. Again, just kind of confirming the reality. You guys probably have at least a little bit of time to get some rest, maybe just recover yourself generally before things heat right back up. But sliding back over here. Zig, you're used to that full digital suite of immersion, kind of be able to just move through a file system and kind of sort through and pick out whatever you want to do or feel. Mm-hmm. Something much different happens when you plug into this. You plug into this console network and you feel almost like a secondary process activate. It's not uncommon for lower level tech priests to have higher level engrams or control subroutines put into them by their higher ranking officers as if you encounter this, we will take over and do this automatically, just to make sure this thing gets done, kind of thing. But you've never had one put in you. You kind of almost assume by virtue of who your uncle, who your relatives are, who would even do that to me. But so you kind of immediately feel all of your control of yourself lost briefly for a moment. It kind of just feels like you're in your own body, but unable to control it for a brief bit. You feel your mind through files and different sorts of information going through census data on the planet, communicate from the enemy and from yourselves, stolen intel from different previous campaigns, historical information, ruler information, logistics, all these different things. You pour through everything, and finally, you settle on one specific picked. It's very grainy, and you can't exactly make it out too well, but you're almost certain, if you look at it just hard enough, it's a massive orbital cannon on the moon. And from there, we will call this session to an end as our players rest and recruit themselves within this place, gaining new information as things go. Keep in mind, Ziggy, that only you are aware of this currently. No one else has seen or has any knowledge of this, what you've just seen. We'll talk a bit more about what it is in a little bit, don't worry. I want to thank all my awesome players for being here. This campaign still remains the most fun thing, despite having no fucking idea how to play this game.
That's a great time, though.
Yeah, and I think it only happens because I have a great group here. You guys are super fun to play with. You guys are all very good with the flow, and we make it work, and I love playing with you guys. I want to play with you guys even more. Look forward to Sundays. And so I'm going to let my players go one at a time, say who they are, where we can find them, what they're doing at any point in the upcoming future, and then we'll bring it back to me. I'll send us home. And go for it.
Hi, I'm Purple Phil. I don't know. Where can you find me? Around. I'm just around. I'm in the Twitch chats. I'm in the Discords. You know, that's about it. The next thing you'll see me on will be this in 2 weeks, and then got a couple different things coming up on the TPK channel. Actually, we'll see when those happen. So, but that's about it for me. So I'll pass it on to Sir Heck.
It's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, you can find me at Sir Heckalot on Twitter and Instagram, and then our lovely Discord that you should definitely join if you haven't already. We post lots of cute cat pictures. There we go. I can speak English. And just all kinds of memes and good stuff. We have Tim, who is incredible at making memes. So please go join it. It is a sight to behold. I am not going to be anything with Neon Lights this coming week, but this is my TPK week. So on Thursday, I'm going to be over there with Queen's Gambit, a Tyranny of Dragons campaign, and then Saturday night, this coming Saturday night, I'm going to be GMing another Coven thing, Camp Flying Moose. It's going to be awesome. All the investigating cryptids and camp vibes. It's going to be very Gravity Falls and Camp Laszlo kind of vibes. So be excited. I cannot wait. I've already seen the selfies for the promo, so it's going to be so good. And yeah, that's all I got. Let's keep on moving on.
All right. Hello. I am Turk or Turk Accented on Twitch and Twitter. I was playing Kieran Lopatos, your weapons specialist, and now best buddies with a one-armed man. Classic me. But I've watched too much of The Mask lately. However, if you want to keep seeing the things that I do, then of course keep it locked here. In 2 weeks we will be back. But this week, be trying to do a few more of the streams over on my channel. Still playing through Banner Saga. Who knows? You know, if you really want to pay attention, definitely go check out Twitch and Twitter, because I don't really have a schedule. I kind of just like decide when I go. Is that counterproductive to growing an audience? Yes. Is it just fun anyway?
Yeah, and not to interrupt, but as someone who's played through Banner Saga on my own and is also like popping in for Turk streams, it is genuinely enjoyable to like, even the game that I've already beaten and played through, you are very, very fun and entertaining to watch like your reactions to it. Like it's enjoyable. Like Turk's
and he does different voices for different characters.
I try.
Important.
I try.
Seriously,
it's very good.
It's fine.
Thank you. Of course, tonight is TPK recap, where myself, Sir Heck, and Kohlrabi will be talking about all the awesome stuff that happened over on TPK this last week, and looking forward to the future a little bit. It should be a lot of fun. Plenty to discuss. We're each going to be bringing a little mention of some fun side projects we're going on. So if you want to hear more about Camp Flying Moose and everything else the Heck's working on, then definitely check that out. This coming Saturday, I will be bright and early in the morning in Curse of Strahd, the Dark Echoes over on TPK. Maybe I won't be. It depends if the group lets me bring another character or not. There was a thing that happened. And it was a whole thing.
In trouble, mister.
I am in trouble. On the 11th, I'll be back with the Harpers. And then on the 13th, I'll be over on Nat 20 with the Roundhouse Alpha game. So be sure to check that out, as well as the sister game on TPK Roleplay, Roundhouse Omega, a week from tomorrow.
Oh, we can announce that now. Okay, cool.
Why not? I know at least Saint posted to the Net 20 the official lineup, so it's on the schedule, man.
Fair enough. Well, all right, then we're official. Then we're live.
Roundhouse Alpha on Thursdays, Roundhouse Omega on Mondays. So have fun. I'll see you in the finale, maybe. Yeah, that's all for me. I'm gonna toss it over next.
Hey guys, I am Meg Mysteria. You can find me by that handle here on Twitch, on my personal channel, as well as on Twitter, and just in the Discord for TPK and Neon Lights, being a nuisance when I'm actually active. But as far as what I'm doing that's coming up, Tomorrow for TPK, we have our next installment for Destroyer of Worlds, the Alien RPG cinematic that I am running. They're in over their heads.
Aren't they always though?
They're always in over their heads. They did not need
Always.
to do what they did, but they did it. So here we are.
Story of playing TTRPGs.
Mhm.
But as far as anything else, there will be a follow-up to that one on the 14th with the finale. Other than that, I will be continuing to stream on my personal channel with Shockpoint as we continue to play through the Resident Evil series. Village comes out on the 8th, so keep in tune for that. We'll be playing through that as well. And I believe that is it, so Shockpoint.
Well, that actually covers most of my own announcements. But yeah, I am Shockpoint Failure. That's where you can find me here on Twitch. On Twitter, you can find me by Shockpoint622 or Shockpoint Failure. I think I'm the only thing that will pop up if you type that into the search bar anyways. But yeah, major things that are coming up. Like Meg said, I'll be streaming tomorrow, hopefully, with Meg with the Resident Evil race. Other than that, it's more of the same for the rest of the week. I don't have any other big things to announce, so I'll probably be joining back up with this in 2 weeks' time when we come back.
Who's winning the race? Can I ask?
That would be me.
He has 2 points for completing 2 of the games, and I have 1.
Close, neck and neck. Yeah, we popped in for a couple of those streams here and there. We tend to like promote whenever like one of our players is like streaming something, so we always try to plug it in over Neon Light. So we pop in every now and then for some of make streams, and they're pretty fun. So now we're gonna somehow have to figure out how to be in both streams at the same time. But hey, we'll make it work. We'll just go back and forth between Shockpoint chat and then Meg's chat, just back and forth, being annoying in both chats. That's how we'll do it.
I have a Khadgar link set up for us.
That too. And I guess shit. I don't know. I'll end this off here. What's going on, guys? It's Young Foxxii, aka Big Foxxii, aka Baron Von Foxxii, aka your favorite fox. If you want to find me on the internet, you can find me on the Twitter sphere over at Young Foxxii. That's YUNG_FOXXII. I got a SoundCloud with the same name. I make music. There's an EP coming some point in the future whenever I feel like it. I don't know. I'm lazy. If you want to see me do tabletop related stuff, you can mostly catch me here. Obviously, I GM this campaign as well as our Seven Sons D&D campaign, which airs Saturdays. They're the same Saturdays that this week airs on, so you'll see me there in 2 weeks. I also play in our Cyberpunk Red campaign as Fox the Fixer, who, yeah, you know, I've caused Tate some trouble, so I think I've earned everything that he's brought back to me because I've caused Tate a lot of trouble in that campaign. So I think it's only fair. My character's running for mayor, so that's a thing. So yeah, and outside of that, we have so much fun shit happening. I'll start with my personal stuff. I can plug more Neon Light stuff. Turk already kind of said it, but Roundhouse Season 2 is happening. The first cast has Alpha, which has Turk in it. The second cast, Omega, has me in it. So I'm joining the Roundhouse crew, and it'll be on Monday, starting the 17th, alternating Mondays. So it'll be super, super fun over on TPK Roleplay. You can also see me on TPK Roleplay on those same weeks on Tuesdays in Tomb of Annihilation, and on Fridays in Rime of the Frost Maiden, because I am everywhere all the time. The only time you won't see me on Tomb of Annihilation is in 2 weeks exactly, the 18th, because I will be here for With the Will, a Neon Lights Digimon one-shot, and I will be running that. I've gathered up 8 players. The group chat is already chaotic as all hell. So this is going to be an absolute shit show adventure, but it's going to be so fun. I've been working out how to make it work. I cannot wait to make this all happen. I'm so excited for that. And the other thing I have to announce, and I only have to announce this now because it finished before we even went live, is because of a completed Chat Point crowdfund donation, I will be putting any and all effort into launching our Anime Over Arms campaign. I have already kind of shortlisted a possible cast and been reaching out to people about like who could possibly be in it. Some of the people who might be casted are literally in this stream right now. So a lot of those things are happening. So just stay tuned for more information on that. It's going to be, so the format for that, which I'll explain very quickly, will be a monthly edited campaign. So we'll record the episodes off stream on our own separately. We'll edit them down to like, hour and a half, 2 hour, decently consumable episodes with cool graphics and music and stuff like that. And then we'll do a watch party reveal on Twitch where the cast will sit in chat and just like talk about them in chat with you guys while we watch them. And also they'll be available on our YouTube somewhere else for like, consumption later. It'll be about 8 or 9 episodes maybe. Just kind of quick, kind of like mini anime season as a TTRPG. It'll be super fun. Cannot wait. Stay tuned for more info on that. that is just about all we've got going on new coming up here, other than whatever other new content I come up with in this crazy brain of mine. We'll see. But I just want to thank all my players again for being here, for making this scuffed ass campaign work the way it does. If I had a less fun group of players and a less fun group of RPers, this would not work as well as it has been so far. But you guys carried this for me, honestly, more than you know. Thank you guys for being awesome. Thank you guys for being awesome out in chat, hanging out with us. We're going to throw our raid over to Ashen Rabbit, who I believe is playing new Pokemon Snap and also doing some charity streaming. Ash is a great friend who I've played with before and hope to get over on the channel here to play with us soon. So just go ahead and head on over to her channel and just let's see. What do we want to tell Ash? Any message for Ash, guys?
What's your favorite Pokemon?
What's your favorite Pokemon? Yeah, go ahead.
Or everyone's favorite.
Do you like Mudkips?
Do you like
Oh my
Mudkip?
god! What year
Yes,
is it?
I like it. So we're gonna go ahead over and we're gonna tell Ash, do you like Mudkip?
Oh my god!
I just spell it like that. Yeah.
You guys spell like that.
Do you
There you
like?
go. So yeah, raid's all set up. We're gonna head on out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you back here in exactly 2 weeks. Next time you'll see Neon Lights live would be probably next Tavern Tales or next game night. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? Point being, we love you all so very much. Thank you for coming in and see you later. Bye. All right, we're ready. Take it out.
All right.